Hello, YouTube. Welcome on in. I appreciate all of you guys being here and everyone here on Twitch, of course. Guys, we are on episode 4 of Arcane, and as I was just telling the people here on Twitch, it's been on my mind all week. We are literally doing Arcane every Friday on the Friday at 6 p.m. If I can, except on a special day, I will announce it. It's coming up soon. But I am enthralled by this show. I like there are people who tell me, "Hey, dude, maybe if you watch the entire show without stopping." Yes, but I'm not an emoji reactor. Or at least I try not to be. Like the main purpose of all of this is stopping, talking, analyzing, continuing on the show. I will go ahead and try and like rewatch this once we get through the entire series by myself and like literally don't stop, just eat popcorn and fucking enjoy the shit out of it at some point in time. But guys, yes, the main point of this channel is to spread mental health awareness, talk about the psychology and the characters to show what we see, what we don't see, the sociological elements present. All of the videos that you guys see on YouTube are completely unmonetized. Letting y'all know in advance. If you guys want to come and help out and join us, I have a Ko-Fi, a coffee, whatever it's called. It helps a ton. Or you guys can come and join us here on Twitch. If you guys have that Prime, whatever, it helps a ton if you guys want to help out that way as well. On Twitch too, I never made a Twitch account for them, just for you. Thank you, dude. That means a ton. I honestly appreciate it. And if you guys have been seeing the other videos, I appreciate all of you guys for legitimately being there for me and like in taking in this content, because I know it's not easy at times, and I know sometimes it can be a little divisive. Uh, so I sincerely appreciate each and every single one of you guys for being here. With that being said, why don't we go ahead and just jump into it? Yeah, what do you guys think? Let's go. Twitch. That was not the full thing. Just stopping there right there before all of a sudden you decide to mute the entire opening. Oh, I feel like every single time, I know people are gonna get on my case because you're like, dude, you just fucking love the openings, don't you? It's because there's always something a little bit more in it than I anticipate. And I always get new information. I'm always reading up on new studies and new everything, new forms of psychology and stuff. So it's automatically there. Hold on, I'm putting in the volume. I'm putting in the volume. So this is, and I know I talked about this earlier, but this is sort of what I find interesting about this little thing as well, right? For example, what do I have here? What is this, ladies and gentlemen? It's a boom arm, right? It helped me with establishing my microphone, being able to establish my voice, set up where I need to have my microphone for me to be heard and understood, and so on and so forth. But what does it mean? What is it often used for, right? In a narrative setting, why are we even being showed this? I know this is the opening card, but we have to take into consideration every frame of every second of everything in this show seems purposeful. It's not like your generic isekai harem trash anime where it's like, I was reborn as the evil prince, and now I have to change my ways because I don't want to die, or something silly like that, right? Like it's just like stereotypical things like that. The reason why every single shot is important is because it's trying to go ahead and underlay a message. You have a limited set amount of time that you can deliver that message, and that's why it's there. So when I'm looking at this visually, one of the big things that I'm looking at and that like still strikes my mind, why is this record being placed upside down? I know I talked about it last time when I mentioned something about like very similarly to the way that like they look up to the, to the higher society, means something and communicates something. Yeah. And it's not so much that Netflix wants to be acknowledged, but let's take it even a step further, right? Clearly, this is being placed for me. It's like I feel like Netflix did this with the utmost care. Netflix did this knowing full well that it was going to be from like beginning to end. That they knew exactly like because what is a record, right? But a recollection of events that they know exactly how to play out. When we're looking at this though, it's upside down, and what I love about this specifically is we have two different figures. In case you guys don't know, and so like I have my own individual practice, and I also do like an open setting out in the community. And in the community setting, one of the aspects that I tend to do is focus a little bit on therapeutic art, like artistic methods, right? Whether that's theater, drama, play, paint, whatever that may be. looking at something like this, it's interesting how both of them are flipped upside down, right? One of them is looking up, the other one is looking down. The world is divided, and it's being played on a mechanical track as though this is what fate intended it to be. That is terrifying. Just the cold calculation that is this opening for me is like, oh, it's scary. I don't know how much influence on the project Netflix has aside from hosting it. But Mickey, aside from that, it allowed the opportunity for that to continue. Because they could have chosen any other opening. They could have just selected to throw up Arcane, and then boom. But no, they decided to go ahead and show Record Player opening with their own title. I want to make a show with every single frame for yeah, frame to see if Ed can figure out which one it is. Honestly, I'd be down. I'd be down for a challenge. Do it, man. Do it. Don't let the memes be memes. Also, let me make this a little bit louder for y'all. Uh,
You wanted to see me, Professor?
Ah, come in, Jace. Can you believe it? Our city is about to turn 200 years old. A bicentennial.
It's shaping up to be an amazing
Hey, yo.
day.
Hey, yo. Wait.
Stanwick Padidley. Huh. I don't know much about him.
Everything he built either exploded, melted, or toppled over. And yet, here he stands. Stanwick set his personal ambitions aside and focused on something far more important.
Isn't this interesting? Because this goes along with it's a sunny day in Pillover. Well, one of the big aspects that comes to my mind immediately is when looking at this, he came into this belief structure, right? That magic is bad, right? That magic blows up, that magic is catastrophe, and so on and so forth. But what is science in that case, right? Magic is just science that hasn't been understood yet, right? So it's always sunny in Pillover. Also, welcome on in. That empathizes with. Well, yeah, it's scary. Well, think about it this way, right? Like I empathize with them. Don't get me wrong. Like I can't even begin to imagine what sort of traumas and horrors he's actually seen. I can understand his perspective, and even to make it more relatable to someone. If you've been in a really really horrible car accident, would you be scared to go in a car again? Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely. If I've been in a very very severe car accident, would I be scared to go in a car again? Yeah, yeah. I think magic is a branch of science he has some trauma with, right? And so that's what I'm throwing out there is trauma manifests itself in many different kinds of ways, right? Some of them might even be sublimation. And as we go over them, hold on. This is actually you guys are actually bringing up a really really interesting point that I think is important for me to go ahead and bring up here. I like to talk about this stuff and take my time going over it because it does enable us to go ahead and like truly understand this. What does Heimdall do, dude? Or Heimdall? Well, what projection is he using when he was first introduced into this concept of magic, right? Of being reintroduced. There's a bit of projection on there from himself, right? Because he's already experienced this and he's projecting the same sort of results. If we're looking at a cognitive distortion perspective, which we'll get into, right? What does this go through, right? What sort of defense mechanism comes to play from this? Like that is my question for you guys. Denial. Okay. What else, guys? Denial. I think denial is a big one. Blocking external events from awareness, right? What else? Oh, I'm sorry. You have to agree with me. You have to go out there and apologize because magic is bad, and you're a good person, right? You do what I do. Like, of course you would. Of course you would. You're fantastic. You just go out there, sonny boy, and say, "I am sorry." Regression is yeah, well, regression is sort of like going back and acting another physical age when you're not that. Very crucial part of Hermedinger's psyche in many ways. Yeah, In some cases, here's the thing. I'm gonna throw this out there as like not to target anyone or anything. Heads up. A lot of people, especially as we get older, we tend to deny events. Why is that? Why is it that we tend to go ahead and go into a form of denial? Genuine question to start getting you think, right? Why do you think that Heimer may go through a denial perspective? Sometimes when we are our glass, right? Sometimes when our glass, or for me, this Starbucks double shot energy espresso is already full. This is all that we can handle. Sometimes we've already had like, and this is why we go through compassion fatigue and burnout and internal and external stress levels, right? The reason why sometimes we go into denial phases is because for us opening up that tap that we thought we already have, if this is all the previous trauma that we've denied, and we're like, oh, this is what we can handle in a day. Unlocking this amount of trauma, unlocking all of this, is that healthy? No. Is that good? Probably not. That is making you come to the realization and confront a lot of the things that you're not even ready for. And that's a big, yeah, it's ripping the scab open of a deep wound. And that's a big thing. And this is why I will always say, repeat after me, I will never fix anyone. I am not a fixer. Like, I am not a person's therapist unless you're a professionally licensed therapist or a therapist wherever your region is. You are not a person's therapist. You will not push people to go ahead and do stuff, because the moment that you do, you're reopening aspects and things that they might not be ready to go and talk about. Another aspect that comes into my mind immediately from this, what you guys already got me thinking about, is this, ladies and gentlemen. What comes from this? Polarized thinking, all or nothing thinking. But she's hot. I needed to hear that. Oh, Alice, I'm so glad the message got to you. Yes, I love you. You're wonderful. But yeah, all or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion that he's going through, right? Overgeneralization, focusing on a single event and making a conclusion based on a single event piece of negative evidence. Oh, magic destroyed the city. It's bound to do it again. Fortune telling, yeah, mind reading. There's so many things out there. Catastrophication. So many different things that when we're looking at this, we can start to understand where these characters are coming from and why. Yep. I hope this helps you guys understand Herma a little bit, or Heimer a little bit. I hope it allows you to go ahead and just come to that natural realization. Like, wait a minute, okay, my dude has to, yeah, Heimer, yeah, he's seen some shit. Absolutely, Heimer daddy, and we're back. Hold on, here we go.
Our future. He realized nothing he could accomplish could compare to the contributions of his students.
I had no idea.
That was his sacrifice.
Damn.
A dear friend. The council has recommended you give the Progress Day speech this year. The contributions of his students.
I had no...
Or toppled over. And yet, here he stands. Stanwyck set his personal ambitions aside and focused on something far more important. Our future. He realized nothing he could accomplish could compare to the contributions of his students.
I had...
This might get me a little emotional. This might get me a little emotional. Oftentimes, especially being like one of the first psychologists to come on here and talk about anime, video games, and stuff like that, seeing a lot more people start adopting the format. That's sort of one of the big aspects that I throw out there for future generations, in case there's another psychologist or therapist way in the future, observing this or whatnot. Because even in some of my classes, they've been using actually some of my videos to teach some of the lower level, bachelor level, master level, beginning master level classes, which, hi, in case you're watching this, because I love these from YouTube. Glad to catch you half. Oh, well, thanks so much. Thank you, man. But the whole show might be a niche opinion though. Well, it's really, really interesting, and this is why I'm throwing this out there, because for me, this is something that I'm throwing out there. It's like, if you guys, like, for example, if you're watching this from the future and you're watching this now, right? psychologist, therapist, whoever you might be, even if this gets buried, right? One of the big aspects that I'm gonna throw out there is, how has this evolved for you, right? Has it become a more accepted medium where anime and whatnot is open towards everyone? I guess this is more like a little bit of an open letter to myself in that way, right? Maybe 10 years down the line, 15 years, I'll check in on this. But has anime become a more open medium towards, and video games and cartoons towards actual psychological premises and studies being done in this? Because it seems as though there's still a misconception about the impact that therapy and especially psychology can have on shows like this. That's why I'm throwing this out there, right? It's a capsule for future years, and it's also a capsule for other therapists and psychologists and stuff out there. Because technically, like, everything that we do in this channel is sort of like a first. It's sort of like groundbreaking per se, at least in my own perspective. And that's sort of one of the biggest things out there. It's like, whether it's length, whether it's content, whether it's actually digging in deep, like, how has psychology evolved in that regard? And are people still doing this, or has DMCA really caught up with everyone? But that's why I relate with this, because often the concept of legacy is huge. What legacy are you guys leaving behind? And even for Heimer, what legacy has he left behind? This whole teacher student relationship is honestly, Crucian Cove. Alice, I know, and videos like this, especially this, might throw up there, like, might be thrown up there, which is like, what legacy has been left behind by this channel, by this chat, by this legacy, where quite literally people might come through in future orientations and look at. It's becoming far more mainstream amongst youngins. Absolutely, dude. Like, it is evolving faster than we can imagine, and the more mainstream it is, the more that people are going to be tempted to go ahead and like start shifting their focus onto this. Which is like, when I started a couple years ago doing this, it was cold reception per se. Like, no one literally was really doing this out there, and now it's like slowly starting to build up, which is interesting. It's quite an interesting thing. So, what legacy do you guys want to leave behind? And that's an interesting question, an interesting analogy that Heimer is leaving behind as well. Can you be someone that gets so into your work that your work eats you up? Can you be someone that's so into your work that quite literally your family, your loved ones, whatever, can't see past the veil that is thrown out there? Can you be someone that has to destroy your own work because you feel like it will not benefit mankind, or it's a danger to others? Is your legacy going to be someone that quite literally has to pick up the weights that others have been left behind? Are you someone that's currently dealing with the legacy of intergenerational trauma, where all this baggage that has been passed down generation to generation has finally come to you? And are you going to be the one that breaks that generational cycle? This is a really, really fucking interesting little segment to throw out there to someone. It's a lot of pressure. Like, as a student, rays of Doritos, how many of you guys have been expected to get good grades in school? How many of you guys are the first in your family to go to university, or or planning to go to university, or higher school, higher level school? How many of you guys have been, I don't know, maybe even unverbal expectations been placed on you in that setting, where, like, they haven't verbalized it to you, but you know that there is a sense of disappointment in case you don't do well. You know that there is a course of like whatnot being placed on you if, like, you try and like skip out interchange, and there's pressure. There's a lot of things out there, and a lot of people sometimes don't even like to talk about it, and that is trauma. A lot of people don't like to go out and admit it, but guess what? All of this pressure, unnecessary pressure in an unhealthy manner that you can't control, is traumatic. And this is why I bring it up, guys, because you guys are resilient. And even you that are watching this, that you're laying in bed and it's like 3, 4 in the morning, and you're like, oh my God, I just wanted to jump in and, like, watch Arcane, or like, just to go through with someone like that. Dude, I'm proud of you. I'm fucking proud of you guys right now. Each and every single one of you guys. Might not look this way, might sound fucking silly, and I know I fucking say this all the time, but I'm genuinely fucking proud of this. I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of the fact that, like, hey, you could be doing anything. You might be on YouTube, might be somewhere else, but you're taking the time to not just analyze the characters, but often reflect on that. Often have the opportunities to use the characters and the shows as a form of reflection on ourselves. To actually go to, yeah. Dude, I am so fucking proud of you for going into musical theater. If that's something you love, hell yeah, dude. Bruh. Even though Pride Month is over, I'm still gonna be proud of you guys. And a big aspect through that is because a lot of people haven't heard that in a while. A lot of people don't even like are open about this stuff, right? Having to write master's thesis, and yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm pushing concepts like this. It's like shows heal. Arcane, the first 3 episodes, a beautiful story of quite literally a childhood that has a lot of traumas and you can go on and put events, variables that are thrown into place that I think a lot of people can relate to different elements in that journey and empathize with it. As we're starting off with this, we're looking at this school setting, and guess what? I can empathize with this. Hey, Ed, if you're interested in the world of Arcane, there are plenty of lore videos out there. Oh shit, I might watch some of the lore videos after Arcane. By the way, was Shame Month, but that's actually pretty cool. Do let me know. Also, thanks so much for following, dude. Appreciate it. You're a legend, Rambart. You're a legend. But this is why I'm pointing this out there, because oftentimes, like, moments and even your own personal goals are often downplayed at times. And if you're in a deep dark hole, hey, know that there's a community out here for you. And if you really like Arcane, there's a community out here for you guys. I fucking love this show. Oh my god, I can't even state it.
No idea.
Necrit is the guy to watch.
That
Well,
was his
lore.
sacrifice. A dear friend. The council has recommended you give the Progress Day speech this year.
Oh shit.
But you always give that speech.
Oh no.
I could never take your place.
I agree with them. Your hex gates have done wonders for our city.
Wait.
Scholars from distant lands reignited passions in arts and science.
Wait.
You deserve this honor.
Wait. I think I talked about this a little while ago. Wait. I think I talked about technology. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, Jace made it. He did. Oh, no. That's awesome, first off. But what happens to a society that adopts technology way too quickly? All the risk paid off. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens to a society that adopts technology too quickly? I'm assuming it's been a couple. I actually don't want to assume, but I'm assuming it's been a couple of years. Welcome to the future. Yeah, I do have the show a little bit quiet, Starlight Vero, but just because I don't know how loud the microphone is, so I did talk about this. I did talk about this a little bit. Conflict gonna arise. Well, I mean, it's like this, guys. Say that we were introduced to the internet right here, right now. Boom, we got the internet. It's all up and working. What happens to our society? Technology starts controlling culture. What happens if that technology were to be taken away? What happens if the internet stopped working? And I know I made this point previously. Fucking chaos. Like, if we adopt things too quickly, which is one of the big fears that came out of artificial intelligence, was the rise of the adoption rate and also artificial intelligence in general, being too quickly like going through. Toxicity collapses, literally struggles, a new literal length of power struggles. And I love that he started a whole new cultural revolution in this. Beautiful to see, but I'm still wondering how many years have passed, and I'm terrified. I am terrified. I am fucking terrified. Oh no. How many years have passed? Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, no.
I will do my best to make Piltover proud, Professor.
It's short notice, I know, but perhaps there's something in the lab you might be able to share. People love a grand reveal.
Victor and I have just the thing. The next chapter of Hex Tech.
Oh, Victor's
Come
great.
to the lab this afternoon, I'll show you.
Victor's
I
the
look
king.
forward to it. You certainly have something to live up to, my boy.
Wow. Wow. This is so beautiful. This is legitimately so beautiful, but you know what? Want to know what hits me? You want to know what hits me? Sorry, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit. This is so fucking beautiful. You guys want to know what hits me about all of this? What hits me about all of this is they now have flying ships coming in and out, like all of these things, right? But yet the people in the lanes are still looking up from, and they're still in the struggle. And now the people that were just up and pillover are ooh, my heart, dude. They've taken to the skies. They've taken to soaring to new heights. And the people from the lanes are still struggling to even come across that bridge. ah, ah, that hurts. Oh no! Oh, why'd you do this to me? Oh, and the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Oh, yeah, the progress only go up, up, up. Some of your predictions are terrifying. I know you're not seeing this stuff, so you're freaking use your talent for gambling or something. Uh, when it comes to counting cards, I can be quite good, which is why I don't do that anymore. And they got the same government. Like that's rough, dude. That is rough. They've had flying ships in the first episode, just didn't arrive. Hey, yo. Yeah, please, guys, no spoilers, no spoilers. As you guys saw, like, not touch this in a week. So, like, let's go. Yeah. It's awesome, though. Holy shit. Hey, yo. Uh, oh, whoa, whoa, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. That's so impressive, but it's so like, why am I afraid of this ball just rolling off of there, dude? Why am I so fucking terrified of like this ball, like literally just like poof and rolls off and like this thing activates and shoots down? I am so terrified. Look, and teleportation, just like his child, his whole right, right, and he is bringing his childhood dream or like his childhood experiences to life, which is interesting. It's like a sense of proud, like pride that must come through that, right? A legit Bifrost. Ideas sound kooky until they're not, right? Ideas sound weird and insane. Like scientific ideas. Like if we were to talk about artificial intelligence and some of the elements in technology that we have today and to elements of the past, they'd be like, you're insane. You're weird. No one will ever adopt that. But the moment that they do, it just skyrockets and it goes from there, right? So when we're looking at Victor, when we're looking at Jace, right, we can understand their studies, whatnot, has completely changed the world. They have Amazon Prime now. They have that Amazon Prime Plus Plus, brother. They have they have that same day delivery. But the reason why we're hitting on this though is like, can too much technology too quickly be a bad thing? And I think yes. I think while it does improve life, I think if we don't truly understand 100% as to what and how things are working, it can be a bad thing. Technology that is significantly beyond our understanding is indistinguishable. Absolutely, Rambart. It is undistinguishable from magic. And I mean, even from like even instances back then, right? Let's let's take this into perspective, right? A ship goes up in this thing carrying a bunch of explosives. It shoots it through and it explodes at the other end. If there is another end. I'm not sure if it goes to another giant ball somewhere else, similarly, or if it just shoots them there. But let's just say it goes out there. Wouldn't that, like another country or whatnot, couldn't that be a sign of war immediately? Like, dude, you literally sent a ship through at like light speed to our direction and had it explode. That's just evil. But even through this, right? What happens if this were to stop working and all of a sudden all of these people and things are trapped? Now we have to plan for other outside of events. Is there only one of these, or is there more? There's so many questions that come to mind. I do have to say, I love the fact that Jace has grown. I love the fact that like his technology is appreciated, and him as an individual is seeming to be more in prestige than usual. Right? That's why I think it's important, right? And if they do use this for bad, would that be considered first blood? Chase leveled up. Oh, dude. I this show thrills me. This show absolutely fascinates me. This show's like, I don't know, man. There's something about it. There's something about it. All right, ship. Go off. Go off, King. What I do love about this is we're approaching the opening. Hold on. We're approaching this opening through the psychology of colors. Ladies and gentlemen, every single time we do an opening, we approach it through a different psychological lens, whether it's organizational, leadership, therapeutic, so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take this in here. Right. What I find interesting though is like opening analysis round 3 and finally the OP. Nearly, oh shit, you're right. We're nearly at 15 minutes and we just got to the OP. We just got 3 minutes in. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Um that's Twitch time, not video time. When we're looking at something like this, one of the key things that comes to my mind immediately, for kids, right? Because I'm taking a look at this perspective the way that kids would. What are their primary emotions circulated with these colors, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk about this. What are the primary emotions that circulate around colors like this? When you're into gonna, it's big in the show. Oh, it seems that way. It seems that way. The stream time is show. Well, there we go. Even if it's 30 minutes in, that's still pretty good. Anger and sadness, yes, but there's also light. A little bit of light on the top, right? I think the psychology of color in this is also a representation. And in a big aspect is, are good people good? Do people die when they are killed? Are bad people bad? Like there's that sounded really fucking stupid. Hold on. Let me take that back. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. When it comes to an aspect like this, right? You just fried my brain. If you do, you die. But yeah, how passionate powder is soft and quiet. But through this, right? Thanks for the 3,400 guys. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. When it comes to this, one of the big elements that pops up to me is they both have darkness in them, right? We can look at the shadows and we can see that it represents a little bit of darkness. They both have light in them, but they both have their own primary emotions that are set into this. We as human beings are complex individuals. Question is the episode, yeah, we're 3 minutes in, Delta. We're complex individuals. But I'm going to ask you guys this question if you guys are watching this live. How are you feeling today? Just to get a good response. How are you feeling today? If you're on YouTube, you guys can say it verbally. Just trust me. Just go. Almost immediately. Almost immediately. Almost immediately. Some people, good, meh. Those are not feelings. I asked you how you're feeling today. Good is not a feeling. Do you guys want to know why we do this, though? Liviano. No, Liviano see like, fool, just ate Taco Bell. Bro, I'm so glad I didn't eat Taco Bell. I'd be stuck in the restroom right now. Void is yeah, I consider frustrated. I like that. So the reason why I'm throwing this out there is because a lot of us have been automatically thrown out there, right? To do this. I'm going to use this as a perfect example as to why these colors are so fucking important. and why this is so many things. Society. We've been told, right? If I'm looking at you guys, right? If like we're having a conversation, if this is me and I'm like, dude, I feel like absolute garbage. Like I've been struggling a lot lately, trying to go out and keep everything organized. I rarely have time to sleep. I'm going to sleep around 3 or 4 in the morning. Waking up at 6 or 7 to go to work, start the day over again, get off around 4 or 5 p.m., 6 p.m. some nights, go teach martial arts for 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, come back home, do my homework, start the class again, and start that cycle over, right? I could do something like that, right? I could explain something like that. But society and people in general have put a mask over us to just be like, I feel good. All of these emotions I stated, they don't exist anymore. I feel good. I'm okay. I'm feeling meh. I'm feeling, reason being is because we assume that people want to love this mask, that people have to love this mask. The mask that we put on ourselves, the mask that we want to show people rather than our true feelings and what we're actually going through, right? And that's a big aspect why I'm bringing this up is I'm feeling feels okay, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, without glasses, without filter, Ed. But the main reason why I'm highlighting this is because it's in a similar element. I might be having a shitty day, right? For example, I tend to separate, Ed and evil Ed and all the different variants of Ed because it makes it easier to go ahead and bring up different topics, right? But through this perspective, if we're actually genuinely taking this apart, why do we do this? Why is red, blue, and white there? Well, simple, Ed. If you're actually going to be realistic about this, let's take this a step further, shall we? Why is it that you yourself dress the way that you do? Why is it that every single time a color is introduced, we're not just looking at the character through that perspective, we're looking at it through the values and gradients of gray that it is? How is our visual system important through this show? Do you even know how your visual system works? I mean, Evil Ed, why does that even matter when it comes to understanding these characters? Well, through a neurobiological and neuropsychological perspective, let's go even further. Are these characters perceiving the world around them correctly? Are these characters observing these colors in and fully intricating it into their lives, or are they going ahead and using it as a way to reinforce a lot of their cognitive distortions? Realistically speaking, Ed, what do you think? I mean, if we were to go ahead and do that, like everyone perceives the world differently, so there's no need to go ahead and differentiate between colors. But color diagram and color theory, specifically used on this, on the colors of red and blue, show us two different perspectives. One might be fueled by anger, and the other one might be fueled by sadness. One might be on thinking that they're on their way to hell, and the other one might be thinking that they're on their way to light. One might be thinking that they have been literally cast it aside and that there's a lot of guilt and separation and so on and so forth, and the other one is trying to find out why. All of a sudden you have two different elements combining and clashing against one another and trying to find the common ground. And what is the common ground between blue and red? Purple. Purple. Holy shit, purple. Oh, wait a minute. That came to my own little purposeful like realization. Like, wouldn't that be purple? Like, wait a minute. Evil Ed was good on that one. Hold on. Hey yo. Hey yo. All right. I think everyone wants to be my enemy. Holy shit, purple. But no, realistically speaking, it all comes back to purple. Right. The two sisters are carved from one stone, so maybe it meant to make that they were inseparable. Power and ambition. But if they're both made from the same stone, what can separate this stone away? Time, pressure, like water, and sometimes even outside circumstances, society. And I think it's big to take that into consideration. I can't believe Ed predicted the Grimace reveal. Oh no. No, but like that's a big aspect as to why I'm touching on this, because there are flashes of purple, there are flashes of in between, and sometimes purple ain't it doesn't even necessarily have to mean the conjunction of these colors. It can literally just mean like, what if it's accepting? Hold on. By that I don't mean accepting reality as to how it is, but rather accepting your role, accepting your role and your identity and your reality for what you have to be. Oh, because we have red and blue here. Hold on, let my mind cook. Let my mind cook just for a second. Sounds good, Frodo. Appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate you a ton. Hope you stay safe. Just go with me for a second. What if the way for both of these sisters to come together is for both of them to accept themselves, not accept each other? Like if they were to reunite, what if the key way to be able to grow from this would be able to go ahead and like accept like accept themselves for who they are in that time period? Like that's sort of where my mind is. And can you even accept it after a big trauma like this? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The reason why I empathize with Powder a lot, and also like Vi, whenever you guys, because I've seen 101 people try and correct me on the way that I say it. It's okay. I fuck up. I'm human. That's how you know. Um, the main reason why I'm like hyper focusing on this, their narratives, their stories, especially as kids, I think it makes a lot of people empathize with them like that, because a lot of people have been through that. And this show is showcasing different ages, different groups, different everything. So something that you're touching on, the color, uh why is this a theme in the show? It's the bonds between people, unbreakable bonds despite conflict between them, and yes, accepting people who they are become a critical theme, right? And I think the big aspect through this as well is we have to remember people change. If we look at Maslow's, not Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Brenner's ecological theory, time is the chronosphere, and it affects everything. People change, you change. You are not the you that you were when you were like 5 years ago. You're not the you that you were 10 years ago. People change. I am so fucking curious. Where is this show gonna take us, ladies and gentlemen? Where is this show gonna take us? Violent like in the flower and purple. If this man cooks like no, oh, the holy hole, thanks, man. But I'm just so fucking flabbergasted and taken back by the show. Ooh, I think this is the first time I've stumbled on this. I think this might be the first time I've stumbled on this. And sorry if this is already late. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Will be resistance to changing themselves or other. Yeah, I mean, Elliot. That's or Ellie. Yeah, I said Elliot. Ellie. Yeah, absolutely. Some people are really resistant to change. This is where you get situations where like, but you were my brother, Anakin. You know, like people. If you're not open to change and open to accepting people and meeting people where they're at, it can be a lot. And if you've wronged someone, if you've hurt someone, you also have to accept that trust cannot be easily gained back, and that it takes time. It takes a lot of work. A lot of work. People seeing this review have seen the other one. So this is what I find interesting. When we're looking at an aspect like this, right? If we even just take this perspective, episode 1, 2, and 3, like the beginning episodes of Arcane, Powder is living in Vi's shadow, right? That's one of the big critical moments through this, that she is living in her shadow. However, even though she's living in her shadow, she came to her own, and we can see Powder's face. But yet as it comes around, Vi's face is in complete shadow, and this is making me wonder, is this might just be me being throwing shit onto the deep end. I fully acknowledge this 110%, but through a psychodynamical perspective, through a psychodynamics in general, when looking at an aspect like this, Yeah. One of the big things comes to mind is, will Powder remember her sister? Not like will she remember her sister, but I mean like, will Powder remember her sister for what she truly was? Or will Powder remember her sister for what she imagined her to be? Because Vi or V's face is in darkness. And in psychodynamics, one of the big aspects that you get into is interpretation of shadows and dreams and so on and so forth. And a big aspect that comes through this is, why are people's faces in shadows? Unless there's an aspect of shame or an aspect that you don't want to touch on. Maybe they bring up some traumatic memories that you're not ready to heal. And well, Vi though, yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, she's looking up to the light the same way that sometimes we put people on a pedestal and we think, oh, there you are. Oh my God. Like, Mickey, you're there. Wow, it's been years. Oh, Mickey, are we gonna go have fun? Are we gonna go to the arcade? We gotta go to the arcade. And Mickey's like, bro, I don't go to the arcade anymore. But Mickey, Mickey, you said we would go to the arcade the next time we met. Mickey, like stuff like that. Like, it can get pretty fucking bad if that pedestal is not broken. And I'm looking at this, and that's what comes to mind. Sorry, thinking my mind out loud. I know. Even through this, right? Hold on. The concept of legacy again. Sometimes you can hold the world in your fingers, and for him, this is his world. This is his study. It's like if I hyper fixated only on my studies and didn't pay attention to the outside world, and the outside world is on fire. Then who does this like technology belong to? If I, if I, right, look at a situation like this, if I examine like even your own creativity, your own legacy, whatnot, through an ounce, through a glimpse, and something like this, if that becomes your fixation, your work becomes your fixation, what happens to the outside world? What happens to those around you? Yes, this might be the key to the future, but what about the key to yourself? Are you truly happy? Are you truly feeling loved? Are you letting people that you loved and care about you slip by? Are people that you love and care about, if they died, how would you react to that? Or is work the only thing you have going for you? Hmm. I like that he like I love the fact that with him it gets more and more detailed. He's reading this book and he's getting more and more chiseled out, and he's becoming the man that he is. It's like Victor coming from quite literally not really having like, you know, I guess a lot of aspirations, from being nothing to being something. As to why he's reading it upside down, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that, but this looks interesting. This looks really, really interesting. Why do you get so many ads? I don't know, Islam. Twitch. She looks like one of the guards. My question, though, from these same colors that are being used is, did she want to be a guard? Does she want to be an enforcer? Does she want to be in this role because she is cemented on here? This is like one of those things where fate is cemented for you and there's nothing for you else for you to do. You don't got to worry about a lot of things. He sees the world differently than everybody else. True. Actually, true, Knocked. Oof. My dude hitting that big contemplative. I love that pose. That's so fucking Heimer, dude. Powder was taken by Soko. Vander is dead. Vi is somewhere. Ah! Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Other therapist wants to be my enemy. You were her puppy, but now Silco is her father. Where's Powder? Where's Powder? Where's Powder? My heart. Where's Powder? We need to call some CPS. like oh no. Oh no. Powder adopted Silco. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. CPS is not canon in League of Legends. I know. You see, on one hand, I feel like he would treat her right, and he would raise her to be sort of like, I don't know, survive in this world. On the other hand, I feel like he might just manipulate her to be horrible. That's what I'm scared of. Yes to both. What do you mean, Powder? Oh, bro, Powder from what are you talking about? Powder from episodes 1 to 3, bro. Holy bananas, ladies and gentlemen. This whole just intro is filled with so much deliciousness that I can't even take it. What I do, actually backing it up just a little bit. What I do find interesting for Powder, because I'm guessing this is Powder, her big motivation or her factor for impacting the world at this point in time is, if you had a tiny clone of yourself, would you torture it? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Y'all bullying Ed. We need to see a music video to this OP after this episode. Yeah, yeah. Thanks so much for following Ducky1337. Appreciate it. This intro is cool and that everything makes more sense with each episode. Right. How does Powder, since this looks like Powder, same color scheme, everything, right? How does Powder impact the world? Guys, what is she, how is she impacting this scene, this world at the moment, ladies and gentlemen? Also, apparently Powder is a shade of not, oh, okay. With the gun. How is Vi changing the world, her impacting the world with her environment at the moment? Guys. How is Vi doing this? How is Vi able to go ahead and with their fists, with their hands? It's interesting because this goes back to the concept of the stick and the rope that I talk about. In play therapy, there are a couple ways that we connect with others, right? We either get a stick and it's like, for example, playing sport, like play fighting, play whatever, right? In that aspect, we try and connect with one another. Play is an aspect of growth. The reason why we play video games is because we're either playing with the stick, being toxic. Ah, oh, you cringe lord. You messed up my shot. I'm a perfect widow maker. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck you, Mercy. Like so on and so forth. Like people just get toxic, right? Whether it's on Overwatch or League. Or the rope, which is connecting with others and being able to go out and connect with others. We have like, yeah, right, just a stereotypical right, like they're like you're playing and like toxic players are immediately with like but that's why I'm throwing this out there, because for me this is an almost immediate aspect that I'm seeing with this. What does Powder have? A stick. What does Vi have? rope. We use our hands to connect with our environment. There are two different attempts here. There are two different forms of connection happening here. One of them looks like they're trying to go ahead and blast their environment, which I'm guessing this is part of their psyche, trying to go ahead and like blow this thing apart, quite literally, with like this super duper machine gun looking thing and just blowing stuff up. And Vi has her fists, has her hands that she can grab, that she can punch, that she can try and connect with. Oh. Yeah, those gloves can be used as a stick too, but but you can also connect with them. I just thought she was named Powder because she's Powder. Vi uses her connect via punching deals more stick. Could be. That's what I'm saying. It could be one or the other, but the fact that they're using this symbolism, because they could have just had her with the gun shooting at her, but no, they decided to show her fist. I'm looking at this, man. I'm like legit sweating, guys. Like I heat up whenever I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, is this gonna be a theme where Powder is trying to destroy her past or keep aspects of her past that she wishes to keep alive by destroying it into fragments, and Vi is trying to go ahead and connect and literally take out the other aspects that are not being seen? Is this a form of connection or dissolution? Dissolution is what happens when you break up with someone, is what happens when you rupture and repair or just completely rupture a relationship with someone. Is this a story literally about how they're trying to go ahead and either like come together and or pull apart? If so, this might be my fucking like show of the year. This might be my fucking show of the year because these are psychological elements. Wow. These are literally topics that like 101 attachment therapists and actual psychologists go into all the fucking time, and it's a beautiful thing to touch on. Like whoa. Anyway. Ah, delicioso. Progress Day. Whoa. Elizabeth? Just Bioshock it. Elizabeth? Rewatching, there's one won't know the significance unless they're I mean, so it's clear to me they do look like Bioshock. Yeah, is that trauma? I know that's gonna be the new meme. Wait, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, like this is gonna be the new meme. Is that trauma? Just so over the top. I miss Bioshock. Good game. But looking at this, one of the big things that comes is, dude, you're talking about huge leaps of progress, dude. Like, especially if in a couple of years, 5, 10 years, we've come to this point, like that's a big sociological improvement. Is that the trauma of 87?
Our most famous protege, Jace Tallis. The visionary behind the Hex Gates, a beacon of trade and prosperity for our great city of progress.
Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me.
He's a very busy
Oh. Sorry, guy. A lady in uniform. The cutest kid. Brother, don't touch the hat, right? Oof. People in uniform in general. Oof.
serves you right.
Ooh. When mom gives you that look when you bring your partner home.
Right.
Oh, she's in her. Oh. When mom's like, I see you guys. Like, oh.
You still avoiding her?
I'm working.
Oh, I can see that. I mean, there's so much crime to thwart outside your family's tent.
I can only imagine the strings she pulled to have me posted here.
It's your fault, really, for not following her into a career more befitting your station.
She'd do anything to keep me from seeing the real world.
Well, at least you'll have front row seats to the speech.
Speech.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving the big address
Oh.
tonight.
We really have to send it to anarchy.
Have fun hurting the drunkards.
I'd be so terrified. I'm not even gonna lie. Like seeing their relation. First off, seeing their relationship here, adorable, huge. I do wonder, huge. If she was smart, like if there is any form of, it's not if she was smart, but if there's any form of attachment there for her, you best act on that quick, sister. You best act on that quick, because if I was spicy, Ed, you know, and I'm over here in the council and I see my man of progress, you know, I'd be like, hey, vente pa acá. Aquí yo te, like, you know, we'll take care of you. You come over here, like, you know, we'll take care of you. But parental control, yeah, but that's a big aspect as well. Is how much does your parents have influence in your life? I'm lighting a candle for you, Ed. Wait, why? Let her cook. Trust. How much control do your parents have over you at this point in time? Any chance we can get Ed to see Odyssey? What? More subtle smirks from the gallery. It's a pretty big age gap. It could be. It could be just a sibling relationship. But nonetheless, it's still amazing to see that they have this sort of relationship, even when the years have gone, right? And the big aspect through this is because, okay, I'll ask this. How many of you guys are still friends with your elementary school friends? Or middle school friends? Or high school friends? A lot of times we keep cutting off like that circle as we keep progressing through life and getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And then people start drifting apart and you start formulating your own life. And it gets harder in your 20s and later 20s and so on and so forth, right? And especially if you peaked in high school and your friends peaked in high school as well, then that's sort of your group of friends, but whatever, right? We're not going to touch on those aspects. So what does it mean to carry through a genuine connection, a genuine friendship for so long? And that's what I'm highlighting here, is having a genuine connection, a genuine attachment that you can go and you can joke around and be fun with in an environment like this. Huge, huge.
We really have to send it to anarchy.
Have fun hurting the drunkards.
But for you guys, touching on the parental aspect as well, if her parents have this much control over where she's stationed, is she truly, and as she said, is she truly perceiving the real world? Are you guys perceiving the real world for what it is? How many of you guys have gone abroad? How many of you guys actually know what it's like to live in another country, another state, another environment without any form of support? How many of you guys have wished to be able to go out and be free and be able to go out and do certain situations and literally go out there and travel or do what needs to be done? It could even be within your own town, but as long as you have that independence to be able to do that. What's that been like for you, for those of you guys that have done that? Yeah, who lived it? Yeah. I mean, Masters, you've done that. And how has it been for you? Like, if you were still stuck at your hometown versus where you are now, or where you went and studied and saw, did your perception of the world open up? For me, it did. I'll be honest. I studied abroad. You know, I got my degree in the Netherlands, so on and so forth. I learned quite a bit. I was able to go ahead and like see different perspective, different cultures. I'm trying to understand the different gravitas at stake for what being an individual is. Lived in AU for 9 years, middle of nowhere. Yeah. In quarantine too, so I basically didn't talk to anyone. Oh, Lark, dude. Oh, but we're here for you, brother. Oh, but that's an aspect that I'm throwing out there. The pandemic. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go hard for a second. Hold on. Let me fucking cook. And this ain't even just normal cooking. This is like cooking towards society. If you went through the pandemic in high school, go to a therapist. I'm not even fucking kidding. If you had to, like, literally, if your society, your environment, whatnot, closed on in an environment like this, go to a therapist. Talk about the grief of not exploring fully your high school years. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you in that regard. Because there, for a lot of people, there's still grief there. For people that didn't reach their milestones, by milestones I mean the typical milestones, right? Whether it was going to prom or not going to prom, or walking the line or not walking the line, a lot of people didn't get the chance to actually do that. And for a lot of people, that is what psychologically enables them to take the next step forward. And when they haven't done that, they often just feel like they're gliding through time periods without fully acknowledging that. And then there's the pressure from parents and the trying to control aspect and trying to go out and fit. Yeah, and it can be quite a bit. It can be quite a bit. I haven't reached my expected milestone yet. Yeah. And if you're in your 20s, right, and as they are, one question that comes to my mind is these questions that are running through her head. Is she going to go through a quarter life crisis? In case you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard of midlife crisis. True, but you also have a quarter life crisis. At some point in your 20, whether or not you're aligning yourself correctly with your own expectations and idealizations as to what you wanted or what you want your future to be, and if you're truly taking steps to achieve that. And this is an aspect that I'm throwing out there for her as well, which is she in an environment where she genuinely feels like she has control over her life? Or is mommy and daddy taking care of her, making sure that she doesn't really experience any of the negatives in life? Right. Like, stuff like that. Anyway, sorry guys. I don't mean to go that hard just for a little scene like this, but it's imperative. It is so imperative that we talk about this and we're over to going into it. Also, I would be terrified to drink here because if you fall, that's it. That's game. Oh, the Edward D. Oh, man. What the fuck is this? El Cucuy. El señor de los tecolotes. Oh, man. And he's on a hoverboard? So let me guess. My dude probably has an ability related to, like, watch or stop or time or some shit. Like, pretty big indicator off of this watch. Unless it's like a memorabilia and he's actually hurt and he's really just a badass ninja owl man or some shit. I don't know. Brace for the pausing every 3. Purple. Wait. That's the purple X we see in the opening. Wait, no. That's the purple X we see in the opening in the intro. No. Purple. Oh no. We're about to see powder. Tengo miedo. We're about to see powder. Dave Bautista.
Manifest? From your friend. Downtown.
Edgy. They come out of the sewers and hoverboards. Oh. Ah! The fireflies? The fire ties? The fire dies? The fire... The firelights! Okay, sorry. I was like, wait a minute, what? The firewise? Oh. 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 Okay, they're pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty fucking badass. But how were they able to understand and come up with this plan? That must mean that this is they've been observing and watching stuff like this. And ooh, it looks insanely badass. It, it looks really really badass. And this is why I'm bringing this up. Do we have? Hold on. I'm taking notes. Because clearly that guy knew who they were. So do we have a scenario where it's we have Silco's group and it was Silco versus the Enforcers, right? And we can put the lanes in the middle because that's sort of like everyone there. So do we have a scenario where it's Silco versus the Enforcers versus the Firelights versus Silco versus the lanes versus the Enforcers versus and it just like endlessly, yeah. Because if so, if this is a new group that has formed over the 10-year period, or however many year period, I'm guessing 10 years because that's sort of what people are putting in 10, 5 years on the chat. If this is what came out of this, fuck. It's a three-pronged civil war. Well, no, because here's the thing. Who can you trust? Who can you trust? Let's bring this up. There are three people that come in here. There are three people that come in here. And they want to start a war. And you're the fourth person in that bar. Who do you trust? Are you allowed to say anything? They could be the lanes. They could be the lanes. For all we know, they could be the lanes, actually. But say that you are the fourth person there. Who do you trust? Can you say anything? If you walk out, they all go into conflict. I think the political, the geopolitical nature of this and the psychological nature of introducing an element like this, it does take pressure off of the lanes. Thanks so much for subbing, man. I appreciate it, School Kong. You're a fucking legend. Guys, drop some Doritos for School Kong. Subbed for 16 months. What a fucking legend. A legend. There you go, man. You're amazing. But the reason why I'm saying this is what's coming into this is immediately like it's a civil war that's brooding. A really, really bad one. Because all it takes is one match. All it takes is literally like someone lighting like a trail of powder all the way through and exploding it for everything to go into hell. All it takes is one well-placed like barrel, you know, like in the video games where you put the red barrel and like shooting at it and you have yourself a big fight. Like literally there is blood in the water and there are sharks coming and this is not fun. This is not a safe environment to be in. Like, this is not a safe environment to be in. Wow.
We have 5 minutes till they're out of there.
Hey, yo. Oh, shit. It's all that purple stuff. So cool.
They're expanding. Check for more below. Burn it all.
Powder? Powder? Hold on. Powder? That's the monkey that they had. That's the monkey that they had when they were a kid. And they were like, the head popped. Oh, Powder. 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 No.
Oh no, she's here.
Powder, you good? You still human? I'm taking notes right now. Give me a second. I'm utterly devastated at this point in time. It hurts. It hurts. Oh man. You can see Ed's heartbreak in slow motion. I am utterly Hold on, let me finish taking these notes. And the enemy. Oh god, dude. All right. Powder? What the fuck? Oh. She's a badass. Powder's a badass. Holy fuck. Oh. Oh. Rip those guys, right? Senorita Powder. That's a whole lot of powder to go be going around, though. No.
Hi.
Wow. Popping out the... What happened, Powder? Also, Powder looks fucking amazing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Powder looks really, really fucking amazing. But, like, let's talk about this. Powder's regards for taking life just completely slipped away. She just shot that gun. She was about to, like, literally pulled off bombs, was about to go ahead and, like, take this man out in cold blood. Why do I feel like there's two instances? I took notes of this specifically. There's two instances that are fighting one another right now. There's two really, like, it's like if you have like two big separations in the brain that are like fighting one another, and it's fucking going hard. In the moment that we get to see this introduction of the spider, of Powder, what do we see? We literally see Powder still anthropomorphizing in that little kid way, literally having aspects of, like, you know, drawing the monkey, of having a swing set, of like thinking and like of an opportunity of play in this ship. This is a bit, and like, this is a kid mentality. This is one of those aspects where it's like, okay, she's still processing aspects like this. So Powder is still, right? And I wonder, does Powder see herself as Powder? Does Powder is Powder the same little kid? Does she still believe in that kid that, like, was hurt and left behind by Vi, or is this a completely different person? Because that's where my mind is running towards. Because all of a sudden she steps outside and look at what she does. Like, she turned into like a really quick killing machine. Like, damn, dude. Damn. Good kick.
I can't lose you.
No. No. Okay, when trauma isn't addressed properly, right? And especially if you're going through moments of disassociation, in terms of your past, when we put a lid on our emotions in our past and we haven't had time to process it at such a young age, a critical time period for children is all of their developmental milestones, usually between 3 and 12 or 13, right? Because that is usually when a lot of our developmental milestones are set. When instances like this get repressed, right, and we're marching on through life and so on and so forth, what happens? We get flashbacks. I'm seeing instances of some type of PTSD. It's PTSD-C to actually be in facts, which is post-traumatic stress disorder complex, right? What scares me about this is if she's having any form, like, because like instances with individuals with kids at a young particular age that go through major trauma during those age periods, it is a big indicator for potentiality and or symptoms of DID, which is dissociative identity disorder. When we're looking at at something like this comes to mind. Is she living in the here and now, or is she living in the past? Does she carry all the guilt as to what happened, and does she remember it like this with these weird lines and perspectives, like, like she colored these like crying emojis in her, like crying emojis but crying eyes, like over what really happened, because for her, she has to go ahead and show her feelings through these colors that are being showcased here. Like, look, right, she sees someone that looks very similar to Vi, right? And like she's even like interpreting and mix matching both of them. Her eyes are still set. Like, is that you? Like, this is a fucking critical moment. I don't think a lot of shows even fucking touch on, right? Running through the periods and times of what the actual memory is, where her tears are rolling through her sides, but she's making them fall in front. Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because for her, for what I'm understanding is, it's easier for her to hide aspects of the truth. That kid mind of hers is still in there and is trying to go ahead and like try and find a way to cope with with whatever happened. You asked in the bridge opening in episode 1 that Scribbles making demon faces on the enforcer. She always had that, but now it's interfering much worse. Yeah, yeah. But through that, like, it's a trauma of war that they experience as little kids, and everything adding up is wow. You think she's developmentally stunted? I think there might be some stunt, absolutely. But through that also comes up this question: does she think of herself as Powder, as the young Powder, or does she see herself as something different? Or she's somewhere in the middle? Because if she's in the middle and she's fighting between what she currently is versus what she was, I'm gonna tell you guys, no one is safe. I wish I I love to work with people. I love to work with. I actually have a lot of cases, kids, teenagers that I work with DID and PTSD and 101 other diagnoses out there. And I genuinely like. I just want to give Powder a hug, and I would like literally like just love to help her, but sadly we can't, because sadly that's the reality of a lot of things. Is life keeps marching on, and for a lot of people, yep, 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 yep. What happens when this memory ends and you see that that wasn't real? The person, oh my god, dude. Fucking run, run. Because this is someone that might be teetering on the emotional spectrum. This is someone that might be teetering, and all of a sudden, something pushes her over the edge. And like, you know, like going wild, like because, oh yeah, no. My memories are real. Are you sure yours are real? You know, like anything like that. Thanks so much for the follow, Chad. At this point, I don't think hugging her is a safe thing for you to do. No, but I mean, like, Powder as a kid going forward, because it's also her attachment thing. Like, I still feel like Powder, or like Powder still has that attachment thing there. Everyone in the fandom wants her to get therapy, not exaggerating. I think she would benefit greatly. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It would probably take years of work. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It would probably take a lot of CBT, a lot of like humanistic interplay, attachment work specifically, a lot of just deep processing psychodynamical work would have to take place in order for them to start feeling a little bit better. Cognitive behavioral therapy. That's what CBT is, guys. No sean cochinos. Don't be dirty unless she blows up the therapist. Saying Powder doesn't have respect for life anymore, no, but then, oof. Not that CBT. I know. That's why I'm like, fuck. Look at this. Not only that. What is she holding? What is Powder holding? What is she holding? What is she holding? Vi's wrist. She's not holding the flare. She's holding the capacity for change. She's holding her, not by the flare, but by her hand, by her wrist, as though trying to control the situation. Oof. Oof. The thing is, it's not an agent of change. I always have to correct this because a lot of people like to say like, oh yeah, hands are the agents of change. No, they're not. Anything can be an agent of change. The flare can be an agent of change. Her eyes can be an agent of change. Quite literally anything that can impact their environment are agents of change. But through holding onto her wrist, it's for holding onto her connection. Never thought of the yeah. So when we're looking at an aspect like this, it's like she's holding onto that hand. She's holding on to what can be. She's holding on to like the aspects of relationships that can come through. Nail bomb can, yeah. At that point, a nail bomb was a straight up agent of change. Nail bomb straight up just blew everything up. The flare here is a callback. Yeah.
I can't lose you.
This is also this. How does she envision Vi? Real quick.
I can't lose.
How does she envision Vi? There's the real memory, and then there's the fabricated memory. There's the added on memory. Which, guess what? In case you guys are like, oh yeah, is that what DID people do? You do this too. You can't escape from this. You had a really, really bad breakup. What do you do for a bit? Oh, they were a villain. They were absolutely fucking horrible. You know, I'm hoping that somebody pray for me. Oh yeah, yeah. Vi's a monster. Yeah. And that's the thing is, we do this as human beings as well. We take our own little narratives, right? We construct our own little perspectives as to what may be happening. And what do? We put our own spin onto the thing. There might have been a very emotional moment, but if that memory is traumatized and whatnot, we paint it different. This is wild. This is beautiful. This is like amazing fucking stuff. Like, in just showcasing this. that separation line that comes between them. Man, powder, 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 powder. Vi saying to her in her hallucinations. Memories are never literal recreations or always of our own narrative. We can never accurately remember something as it happens. True.
I want to fight. You're not ready.
Is it bad to say that I would still hug her? Bro, all of this trauma, everything. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. This happens because of a reaction formation. In case you guys don't know, feeling one way, displaying another emotion, right? You might be displaying that you're like in shock and still feeling anger, right? Even at the end, she just needs a hug. She does. She does. Maybe I would say a maybe. But through this, like a big aspect that like I'm hitting on particulars, she pulled that so quickly because that person did not meet what wasn't Vi, first off, but also ran away. Isn't that interesting? That kid, that person, ran away and she shot her in the back. I wonder if this is something that like how much distrust Powder has for the system in general. Can she truly trust anyone? Enforcers, the group that she's with, if Vi were to come back into the picture, could she trust them? She does it without thinking too. Yeah? I just think it wasn't Vi and it's okay, I no longer care then. Yeah. Well, with her, yeah. It could be that as well. Absolutely, 110%. Where it's like, okay, you're no longer the person I like. It's not the person I'm searching for. Bye. But that makes it even. I'm gonna be honest with you. That makes it even scarier. Because what happens if Vi comes through, and it's not the Vi that she knew, and it's Vi that's teaming up with weird people and people that she might not like or people that she might not trust? Can she trust her sister? Can she trust her sister? Or will she like full on explode? Oh, I'm scared. I'm fucking terrified. Powder, 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 powder. Bro. Look at her eyes. Are those the eyes of someone that knows what they're doing, or are those the eyes of someone that is a scared kid, just shooting it randomly? Are those the eyes of a kid who has just been reminded of their past, who has just been reminded of a traumatic past, and they're there, they're in those moments, they're back there. They only have a set time before the enforcers will respond. That's why he's checking. I mean, it makes sense, but like, for me, this, yeah, Powder's always had a yeah, the violin going fucking savage mode. Absolutely, the violin is going savage mode. So, anyways, I started blasting. The reason why I'm saying this is because for me, this big. Hi, welcome to Life Alert with Ed. In case you guys are wondering, if your partner has had or you have had some serious trauma in your past and it gets unearthed, the next, these are critical time periods. The first time that this starts happening, or if it starts happening continuously, and this is the first time it happens out in public, seek a therapist. Seek a therapist. Repeat after me. I am going to seek a mental health professional. because it only gets worse if not treated right. Once the lid, Pandora's box, is open, you can't close it. You can try your best to manage it, but without the proper help and training and whatnot, the memories come back harder. The enemies you can make can be anything from your closest friends, people that you've known for years and years on end, because all of a sudden your mood swings might come and go. You might start disassociating and not even know that you've communicated. Your disassociations might no longer be like, I got on the bus to go to school. It might be like, huh, the day's gone. It is now 10 p.m. I must go to bed. How would that feel? I'm going through this and I'm fucking terrified. Yeah, I am. Ooh, ooh. The more you know times two, right? Ah, man. And she's still shooting and they're gone. Powder.
You are supposed to guard the cargo.
But she can stand up for herself now. Wow. What a beautiful fucking job this show does.
You are supposed to guard the cargo.
What a fucking fantastic job this show does. In case you're wondering, what happened before whenever Vi would do this to Powder? Not afraid of anything outside of her own head. Yeah, yeah. When Vi and the others would do this to Powder, what would she do? Nobody likes me. She'd start crying because, yeah, it would affect her. And look at her. She's standing up. She's not afraid. I think her own worst enemies are probably like the internal battles that she's having with her own demons. If we're gonna be straight up honest about it, like, this is impactful, really, really impactful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blown away. I am. I hope it comes off. Like, I legitimately am blown away by this series. Like, wow. Even the micro expressions, like, you really think you scare me. Like, just that little pushback of her pushing back those boundaries, like, check yourself, like, whatever, right? Wow, wow, wow. I'm more snotty teenager. Yeah. Yeah.
You think he will approve? Heimerdinger believes science should be used to improve lives as much as we do. We just need to show him it's safe.
Victor.
And what about the council? We stabilized the crystal like they asked. Built the hex gates like they asked. It's our turn to decide the future of hex tech. Professor, I'm so glad you could make it.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, my boy. What do we have on the docket?
It all began with this. A crystal.
Could you use these crystals? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Could you use these crystals to, like, I forgot what it was called in Metal Gear. But Dr. Huey had them. Like, not Otacon, but like Otacon's father. Like, there are mechanical legs that, like, you could even sit on and do certain things. Could you create something of that nature for transportation, i.e. mobile transportation? Metal Gear? Dude, I love Metal Gear. Yeah. That's sort of the aspect that I'm getting at. They could power a mech. Straight up, probably could. But an aspect that I'm getting towards is like towards like for Victor specifically, because I'm looking at the way that like he's looking around and whatnot, and I'm like, what ways could these things impact his life? What ways could they impact the way that like he goes through? There's a lot of that down the road. I'm curious, man. This show has me running
Magical
through
energy is too
possibilities
volatile
here.
to be handled outside our workshops. Hextech was supposed to bring magic into the life of the common man, and now it finally can. A Hextech gemstone.
Wait! Holy sprockets.
We found a means to fortify the crystals. This new version is stable.
My dude made a fucking marble. Let's go. Let's go. Energy production and anti-grav. Dude, but all of those, like all three of those are fucking incredible, like literally life-altering, societal-altering aspects. Like Hextech supremacy here, dude. That is amazing. That is legitimately amazing. They managed to go ahead and like deliver an aspect of this that probably a lot of people just overlooked. There's
And absolutely safe. We present to you the next chapter of Hextech. We can now design portable devices.
Oh,
The gemstone can power virtually anything.
whoa.
The Atlas Gauntlets. The mining colonies in the fish.
Wait. Aren't these the hands that we see on the Infinity Gauntlet? Aren't these the hands that we see on Vi? Dude, did they just steal two of them and paint them pink? Oh no. When she says you're gonna catch these hands, she means two nuclear reactor hands. I'm fucking dying here, no. They might be different gauntlets, they might be. But it just looks very fucking similar, like over the top, big ol' hands, like
Fishers can work faster and without fatigue. The Hex Claw. A mechanical arm.
Oh shit,
equipped
Death
with a
Stranding.
powerful ray of light.
Ooh.
Imagine what our artificers could do with such a device. I want Hextech to be a tool
Ooh.
for us to build a new world, and now it's finally possible. Anyway, this is our presentation.
Victor! Victor just what the fuck, Victor? Anyway, that is our presentation. Oh, Victor. Oh, it's so naive. I know. It's like that moment when you fuck up a presentation at school just a little bit.
quite amazing, gentlemen. You should be very proud. Obviously, there are a few kinks to iron out and screws to be tightened, but give it a decade of careful research, and it will be ready.
A decade?
Oh, don't worry, my boy. It zips past you in the blink of an eye.
With respect, Professor, we can be improving lives with Hextech now.
A breakthrough like this takes time, Victor. Putting that kind of power into everyone's hands is dangerous.
Based. Heimer is fucking based. Heimer. Hey, guys, drop some Doritos for Heimer. I know Victor's best point. I know they're the best intentions, but he's kind of fucking right. He's kind of right, dude. IRL, we have Oppenheimer and Arcane, but like Heimer is kind of hitting on a true point there, dude. Like a decade passes, like yeah, ooh, Ooh, and he's entirely wrong too. He might be, yeah. But like when it comes to research and shit like that, like we need to at least take it like, you know, make sure it's safe. Dude is 400 years old and immortal. Makes it seem in that perspective true. Through that though, the anxiety that must come from also saying 10 years as an individual, I would feel frustrated, wouldn't you? Let's take the opposite position here. And you're in Jason Victor's shoes. Would you not feel like anxious and pissed off and frustrated? Like, dude, we are making all of these innovations and you're telling us it's going to take 10 years. We are improving people's lives and we are doing all of these wonderful like things that can like change lives and we can do it right here, right now. But you're telling us wait 10 years. We have the technology to be able to heal and do amazing things. And you're telling us wait. Oof. Ooh. Yeah, the lanes are poor and horrible. Ah.
Keep at it, and I'm sure you will discover a way to safeguard Hex Tech against misuse.
He's not wrong though. That's what I'm like.
There must have been 4 or 5 of them. I don't know how they got inside.
Ooh, ooh, nice. They have cameras now too, like. Oh. Bro, she going full on detective mode here. Like, I love seeing this aspect. How much suffering could have been prevented? Cameras or like Arcane mode, dude, straight up Arcane mode. But I love seeing like thought processes played out like this, right? Um, funny enough, I that's actually an aspect that I was thinking about in potentially like later on, way in the future, going into, which is the forensic psychology world as well. Because I'm like, huh, it'd be pretty interesting to just put together pieces and stuff like that. CSI she has real talent. She really does. And the way that she's operating this and putting pieces in by the way it is, amazing. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful.
You're from the Undercity.
I didn't do anything. She's crazy.
Easy.
She shot me.
Who shot you? Who were you working for?
I can't. He'll kill me.
Who? I can protect you.
Caitlin Kiraman. Why does that not surprise me? Interfering in an investigation again. You're supposed to be guarding your mother's tent.
I was sheriff, but she doesn't need it, and clearly this takes priority.
I realize you're used to getting your way, Kiraman, but we have a...
Wait. Is this the guard that took... Wait. Also, I love the fact that she just jumped in there. Big, scary guy. She doesn't matter. Oh, man, that's an internal fucking cry, dude. Like, I'm feeling my heart in my fucking anus right now. Like, this is rough, dude, because that means everything's interconnected. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This quite literally means that everything is interconnected. Then probably, right, because he's the one that took Vi, right? No, not like that. Not like that, J-Tree. So then if he took Vi, This is gonna sound fucked. This is gonna sound fucked. This is woo. Maybe we actually focus on fulfilling the basic needs before worrying about giving them proper. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, if he took Vi, who the fuck is fighting for the lanes? If he took Vi, who the fuck is fighting for the lanes? Powder is over here with Silco and gang. Vi is apparently fucking like, you know, over here with this dude. Assuming because he's the one that fucking took her, unless he let her go. First two don't count. Nobody's fighting for the lanes. Everyone's fighting over the lanes. Some cool guy is taking. Oh, dude, my.
Chain of command for a reason.
I understand, but there's more going on here than just the smuggling. If I could just question
Clearly, he's
him,
covering stuff up.
Since you're looking for more work, you can take the graveyard shift tonight at the fair.
Yes, sir.
Good. I want this one on a boat to Stillwater Prison.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. If he said take them to the prison, is Vi at this prison? And if so, why is he collecting all of these people there? Is the sheriff actually corrupt? My mind is swirling in this mindset, which is there actually a five-headed chess war happening here? Which is the sheriff versus the enforcers versus Silco versus the lanes versus society versus you versus me versus the aliens that are coming. Like, what is going on here, bro? I'm thrilled. I'm fascinated. I'm fucking fascinated. Let me get my water, dude. Oh shit. Yo, the last drop has changed. What a beautiful imagery. The last time we saw the last drop, what happened? We had Vander there and the mood was different. The mood was chill. The mood was somber. There was control. There was an aspect of semblance of peace and tranquility and literally like, you know, community in that aspect, right? Now, what do we have? Chaos, shots not even being served properly, people like just being up and rowdy and dancing, and like it's like this whole new life, this whole new management. Yeah, from a bar sophisticated gentleman to a teenage rave party, essentially. Az, and that's a beautiful way of showcasing the transformative process that is when a leader goes away. When you have a situational or a transformational leader leave and there's this empty seat of power, when new power comes through and doesn't meet the expectations, everything set underneath it goes away. Wow.
She fired on us.
And it's Silco. Bro, okay, Silco, you don't have to be that petty, brother. you didn't have to be the bro. Not only did bro take his life, bro took his daughter. Not only did bro took his daughter, bro took his fucking tavern. Silco. Mr. takes your everything and operates out of your yoink problem. Oh man. Cope and seed, boys. Cope and seed. Yeah, Silk will work with Vander in the lanes before episode 1. Fuck, dude. I didn't think Silco was gonna be this much of a fucking badass. Just all right, what's yours is mine. However, I do wonder about this. Did Silco want this, or did Silco do this for Powder? I know you guys might be like, Ed, you're fucking crazy. Powder, young kid. Last time we saw them, right? With Silco, very young kid, attachment disorder, clearly obvious, insecure attachment, anxiously attached, so on and so forth. And it's the reason why he decided to come back here as a way of giving her peace and as a way of him being able to go ahead and control her, i.e., allow for an easier process to keep her under control because she's in this area where she calls home. And he is now dad. And therefore, there's not that much of a shift that has to happen for Powder to readjust. But my thing is, what happens when Powder realizes that is not my dad? That is a man acting, pretending to be my dad. Everything comes into play in a situation like this because for me, I'm looking at this, right? And it's like, my man chose an optimal place to keep someone under mental distress, which might be having ups and downs and everywhere in betweens, keep them stable. And that stability is home, which is why I asked this. What happens when Silco is questioned by Powder? Because at some point in time, those memories that she's blocking out may rush through to the surface, and she might have to deal with that. So that's why I'm throwing this out there is Silco might have been doing this because he might actually find a connection with Powder. And I'm guessing that this is for Powder, or this might have been for Vander as well. Who knows? But like that, like, you know, for Vander's memory. But this is why I'm stating this. Like, I'm like, this is huge. This is fucking huge. Or it's just a de facto throne room of the lanes. True. Could be. Could be Violetto style.
With mishaps in battle. The firelights were her target, and most are dead.
It wasn't a mishap. She froze up and lost her shit. I could have handled those brats. She's a problem, and we all know it.
We? Who's we?
Ooh, Daddy Silco. Daddy Silco.
Better from you than excuses.
Oh, I love Daddy Silco now. Fuck this. Dude, Silco. We? Who the fuck is we? Who's we? Dude, he's just straight up defending his daughter. Like, Daddy Silco is, yeah.
It was your job to make sure things
My dude's fucking cooking. That was your job. That was your job. Your responsibility. Who the fuck is we? Oh, dude.
Smoothly. You failed. Don't disappoint me again.
You failed. Not her. Not her. You failed. That was your job. Stop trying to go ahead and put the blame on others when this was your responsibility. Oh, he is spitting. He is just straight up spitting. He's not having any of that. Dude, I think my respect for Silco is pretty high. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
The world's growing smaller every day, thanks to the Hex Gates. And now we're cut off. The topsiders are leaving us further and further behind. What happened?
She already told you.
He doesn't yell at her. He doesn't yell at her. He doesn't yell at her. She's there the whole time, and he just defended her. And he doesn't yell at her. He just asks what happened. Eliana, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm fucking tearing up because he's actually talking to her like a human being. Not as a kid, not as a lost kid or whatever, but trying to truly understand where that comes from. Wow. Wow. Silco is like not just a fucking stereotypical villain, because oftentimes a lot of shows just, this is a bad guy, but it's like the depth to this character is like, it's insane. It's insane.
I'm asking you.
One of those firelight wackos was a girl.
Aww.
With pink hair.
Interesting. She comes down and enters a position of comfort for a lot of children. A lot of kids, when they're feeling overwhelmed or where there's a concept of shame, right? When they don't have a lot of confidence in something that's coming through, they go into a position like this, right? Or they self-soothe. It's a self-soothing position. Look at his desk. Oh, it's a bunch of things. His desk. Is that a little coffee mug that's like, oh. Is that like a little coffee mug that's like all like, oh, dude, it's so. Oh. The reason why she can be so honest and like in the self-soothing behavior, right, through this is because this is an open line of communication. The mug, the ashtray, it's all colored and he's just accepting of it and he's proud of it. Dude, my heart warms up and at the same time I'm like tearing up because yes, while she is getting the care that like, maybe appropriate care in this regard, like he actually cares. I like legit, dude, I should have fucking tear. Like while she is getting appropriate like, I don't know, respondings or like, Silco is like truly trying to be there for her. She needs a little bit more than just that. She needs some trauma therapy. And that's yeah. The mug has dad on it. Oh.
Your sister's gone. You know that as well as I do.
I know. I know. Sisters, right? Can't live with them, can't stuff them back in the old baby maker.
Today's screw up.
Oh, I know. Sisters, right? Can't live with them, can't stuff them back in the old baby maker.
Ooh. A lot of people would point to something like this and be like, it's psychosis. It's psychosis. No, this is an identity issue. This is this is this is a straight up identity aspect that's happening here. If you look, Silco is not reprimanding her. Silco is not like in any way triggering her, right? Or like attempting to trigger her. However, by him saying the whole line about sisters, it triggers. In case you guys don't know, identity disorders, dissociative identity disorders, can act upon triggers as well. I've had many a clients where topics and or counseling in regards to say sexual assault or 101 other aspects, right, can get them to a state of, because people might, their alter might be fronting, they might be disassociating in a normal level, right, and say alter B, we're going to call them I don't know, Chico, right? Let's say Chico is the alter of Silco, right? Chico can disassociate normally, but if you get to a state where it's too much or your mind is being pressed, you can literally disassociate to bring to so far in that you bring another alter out, and there's an amnesiac barrier that comes in between. So a lot of times people can go ahead and shift and go in between, in which they might have a child self, a caretaker self, an aspect of themselves that they use to process the world around them. The part of them that might be an individual, an alter that is quite literally a child version of them before the trauma, or an alter of them that is a grown up that is trying to go and handle situations like this. Like, goes back to being powder when yeah, yeah. So like let's look at this, right? Because this is huge. Is this enabling? No, a lot of people don't even, for example, how many of you have genuinely met someone with this dissociative identity disorder and PTSD? And we can go further on depth. Like if I really wanted to diagnose her, I'd bust out the DSM-5 right now, but it would take a lot more than that. I'd probably do it at the end of the series. But if we're going through something like this, how many of you have met someone with the ID? Doritos in the chat if you have, or if you have DID. Remember, your diagnosis is not who you are. You are an individual that's dealing with symptoms of that diagnosis. It is not who you are. How was that for you? How was that experience for you? I'll I'll share mine all the time, right? Which is like people, there's still a stigma around DID. There's still a stigma around situations like that. in individuals who have symptoms of DID. Seeing her go through this aspect, it goes from powder to, I guess, present identity of powder. So I'm in powder as a child, present identity of powder, and then sort of like a weird mixture of something. Like, look.
Your sister's gone.
Boom, trigger moment.
You know that as well as
Quivering lip, looks down, off like introspective face, trying to go ahead and process that information in.
I do.
I know.
She knows, and boom, switch happens.
Sisters, right? Can't live with them, can't
Switch
stuff 'em back
happens.
in the old baby maker.
Switch happens. Do you know why we get these little references? In case you guys are wondering, why is it that we don't see the full transition from one to the other?
It's gone. You know that as well as I do.
I know. I know. Sisters, right?
Why don't we get the full transition? We get this weird glitchy effect. Why do you think?
Can't live with them, can't stuff them back in the old baby maker.
I'm gonna be straight up. The amnesiac barrier. This is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing. Like I am legit, because she doesn't get it either. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, like, aren't even able to fully comprehend it themselves. Oftentimes they hear it as voices in their heads. They might hallucinate like things, objects, so on and so forth. But that amnesiac bear, I might be here talking to you guys. Next thing I know, I might wake up in bed, like, you know, like putting my blanket on. I'm like, wait a minute, like, you know, slowly coming into that. Like, this is beautiful, and also the progression that she's like turning into powder and like blowing into the thing. Like, wow.
Today's screw up will set us back weeks.
And again, no therapy, so how would you be safe? Yep.
I'm sorry.
I need to know that I can rely on you.
Powder.
I'm doing this for us, Jinx. All of us. The sons and daughters of Zon. Doing this for us, Jinx.
No. 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 I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. No. Is she powder or is she Jinx?
All of us.
Is she powder or is she Jinx? Outwizard. It's funny because it's true.
Sons and daughters of Zon.
Because here's the thing. That name can be a trigger. That name can literally be a fucking trigger. Vi literally called her a Jinx. That name can be one of the biggest triggers and one of the biggest reasons why she might be going in and out, in and out, in and out. But she's still playing aspects of powder and, like, you know, so on and so forth, that little kid nature that's in there. Powder? I see no powder here. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
Deserve more than their runoff.
Won't happen again.
I know.
Ugh.
Savika will clean up today's mess.
Savika? That ogre couldn't clean a dust bunny with a blowtorch.
She'll suffice. You should focus on your gadgetry. Take some time.
I don't need time.
Take it anyhow.
Oh no. Oh no. What is, she's probably going to go into a rage. She's probably going to go into, like, this is another triggering event. 100% honest with you. This is probably another really big triggering event. Why? Your caregiver is saying no. Your caregiver is detaching himself. He never once raised his voice to her. However, he is saying take time, i.e. distance a little bit. She has an anxious attachment. What does it say? My caregiver doesn't love me. My caregiver doesn't care about me. I've done something wrong. My caregiver, even though he says I haven't done something wrong, I can't even take care of a simple job that the other ogre can't go ahead and take care of. I wonder if this is going to allow for a lot of these memories that she has in her to start spiraling back up and start coming through and make it harder and harder for her to like to have to deal with. Wow. And I wonder if she even carries through a lot of the guilt as to what happened that night. All right, let's go. Oh, bro, what a wild difference. Sage, what's up? How you doing?
Fundraiser's going well. Your mother would be proud.
Would she?
Tired of mingling?
These people have nothing new to offer me.
Thanks for the stretch.
Worth my time is him.
The golden boy.
Ooh.
Oh, he's one Piltover's heart.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Could I borrow you for a minute?
Oh, you can borrow me for a day if you ask like that. Aw. I've done Earthquake and Blizzard. Hey, yo. Next thing I'll take one out. But the dynamics at play also, Sage, I hope you're being okay. I hope you're okay, Sage. Hey, yo. No, and that's sort of what I like about it. Like, I like the fact that it's not taking any, like, dramatic paths to get to what it needs to do. Like, that's right. You drink your drink.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
It's Heimerdinger.
When is it not?
We've shown him our research. He thinks we need more time.
It's Progress Day. Representatives from all over the world have come to see what new wonders a city of progress has to offer. If there's a time to present a new creation, it is now.
Great.
Heimerdinger is a great scientist, but...
She's hot, bro. Holy shit. Bro, she's hot. Thanks so much for the 1 bit. Oh, appreciate it, Sage. You're wonderful. Be safe, Sage. Let us know when everything clears up. But yeah, bro, she's mommy. Sorry, mommy. Mommy. Sorry. Fuck, dude.
He's old. He only ever sees the past. Piltover needs a leader who looks forward. Someone like you.
You really believe that?
Thanks so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it, Spirit
Potential to
Storm.
Change everything. The world is ready. I've already spoken to several potential investors.
Investors?
Of course. Everyone wants Hextech for themselves. It's your speech. Give the people a glimpse of the future.
Careful, because mommy may want to go ahead and be a dommy. And then you got yourself a little bit of a waifu issue, where all of a sudden she comes calling, and you go over and you're like, ruff, ruff, right? And next thing you know, you're there, and she's like, are you going to show me new technology? Are you going to show me new technology? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And you'll be like, oh, yeah. This is why I'm throwing it out there, dude. Like, you got to be careful, because there are people who will try and manipulate you to being open to showing, like, you know, all your cards. You got to play this game like a game of poker. You're no longer just someone there. You're a man that the city respects and whatnot. Step on me, mommy, right? Wow.
It wasn't her. It wasn't.
The Call of the Void. In instances like this, where she's literally a danger to self, and she wants an aspect of control here. This is, wow, I did not think the show was going to fucking touch on this. Holy fucking shit, I did not think the show was going to touch on this. Beautifully done. case you guys are wondering, when a person goes through a lot of trauma in a situation like this, oftentimes, even unknowingly, they may hurt themselves. They may be in danger or dangerous situations. They may put themselves purposely in situations like this because they want to have an aspect of control for themselves. Why? Because, for example, when it comes to an environment like this, right? She's playing with grenades first off, right, which could go off at any second, anything like that. And at the very last second, she's throwing them off. Why? What happened? Grenade ended family, ended literally friends. Vi left her. Literally, like if we're gonna think about it, when she had control, when she thought she did a good action, it took things away from her, so she lost control. Vi left her. In her mind, that control is gone. What control does she have left other than Daddy Silco? It's just, it might even be a passive ideation that's in the background of her mind as she's trying to work through stuff, right? Because for me, this is usually what happens when there's a clash of identity, right? The call of the void is stronger. Ideations can become stronger. You have instances like this where you start like, where did I go wrong? Why did I do this? I'm wrong. I'm wrong. These cognitive distortions and these core schemas at play and this negative self-talk get highlighted, and you have to go ahead and examine the evidence. And what evidence is there but sometimes your hallucinations and or your memories that you have? And she probably does have control over the timers and those grenades than the random fuses you were used to make. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Syncline. It's more passive, like, and it's a call of the void. And a lot of people go through this. What would happen if I walked into the middle of traffic right now? You're not actively going to do it, but what would happen? But the fact that she takes the grenade off, right, and it's active and it's right there, is already a sign that that it is like, it can happen at any moment. And she would be classified as a danger to self, like beyond a danger to self. She would meet all the requirements for hospitalization. She's really confident in her skills now as well. She might be, yes, right, but sometimes it's wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I've had those thoughts in the past due to that kind of trauma. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people seem to downplay it. A lot of people like to cover up, like, no, that's not a thing, but it is. Call of the Void is a very, very real thing. And that's why I'm like, Oh no.
Oh, just some wannabe street trash. I got confused, that's all. Now, he thinks I'm weak. Savika will clean it up. Savika's a regular Johnny on the spot.
She made them dolls.
I'm not.
She might be 18, 19 years old, but at like mentally, she has stunted herself. Mentally, this anthropomorphication that she's having, this hallucinations and delusions that are coming through are because of that trauma. This is wow. It might be considered a psyche breaker, an aspect of psychosis, having these delusions and hallucinations. So it can also be a part of dissociative identity disorder whenever you start like hallucinating, having aspects like this. Arts and crafts can help with, well, yeah, absolutely. They do help with mental stability. However, the little kidness that comes through an aspect like this makes me wonder if Jinx is the personality that she had to make to cope with it. If Jinx is the name that people gave her in order for her to be able to accept this identity and try and cope with what happened. And Powder is the one that's going through with all of this. This is what's going through with with the 101 things with this, right? I.e., she's having these delusions, these hallucinations, like of these two characters being next to her of her childhood, right? And Powder is the one that's trying to talk through everything out. Jinx might be the individual that doesn't care, that is like the here and now, the identity that she is forced upon her, and Powder is the identity that's trying to work through the trauma. And this hurts because what happens when you finally come together and you find out, hey, you know what? You just have to be what you have to be, and you have to accept both Powder and Jinx and come into a moment of co-consciousness. Oof, oof, oof. Holy fucking shit, dude. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna let this scene play out just a little bit more, and then we're gonna come back into it because this is wild.
Weak. And I'm gonna show him Oh, I'm gonna show him. Y'all see.
Let's back it up just a little bit. Beautifully.
It wasn't her.
Even the self-talk that she's having, we self-talk to heal. If you ever catch yourself self-talking and people are like, oh, that's weird. No. We self-talk to heal. Self-talk is a very natural process that we do to try and go ahead and we can't do that, Ellie. We can't do that because of copyright reasons. And also because hindsight is 2020. The reason being is like we self-talk to heal. And when we self-talk to heal, we use it as moments to go ahead and number one, talk about our like talk about all of our thoughts out there, and also use it as a moment of like self-growth, use it as a moment of even disciplining ourselves in a way. By the way, Ellie, I hope that doesn't come off rude. It's just something I like to throw out there is like whenever we do that fully, it's because we've stopped a lot of times and we're able to go back and explain ourselves.
It wasn't.
Abandoned ventilation shaft that the Piltover never bothered to maintain. She took it over as her lair. Sincline, what is this shaft? What did you say it was? An abandoned ventilation shaft. Oof. 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 And yet she's making bombs and dropping them in this thing to make noise. Sort of like the noises that we're hearing inside of her head. The conversations, the disruptions that are literally happening inside of her own head. Wow.
I know, just some wannabe street trash.
Her talking to him. Wow. I self-talk to focus on what I'm doing. Is that normal? Yeah, that's completely normal. Mark, dude, 100%. If you self-talk to keep yourself focused, a-okay. If you self-talk to be able to go to do certain things, a-okay. But the moment that self-talk turns negative and turns into a moment where it's only negative, right? Yeah.
I got confused, that's all. Now, he thinks I'm weak.
Did he ever say that? No. Silka never thought she was weak. So why is she jumping to conclusions? This is a cognitive distortion. We literally went over cognitive distortions at the very beginning. Why is she jumping into this? Because she's falling into the same routine that she had as a child. Why? The moment that all of a sudden people started to distance themselves, act cold towards her, whatever, it followed the cycle of trauma. This is now like quite literally a generational, or yeah, it's an insecure attachment, but it's also a cycle of trauma for her, which she's seeing similar things play out. So she's using this dolls as a way of reference point of talking things out, of being able to go ahead and like, why does she jump to I'm worthless? That's her core schema. That is a cognitive distortion that was implanted on her through childhood because people kept showcasing that, because her mistakes ended up costing the life of her friends, because like no matter what, people would tell her this, you're worthless, you jinx everything up, and she adopted the name, the narrative, the title of Jinx. Oof. That's why I'm saying her name is like in of itself is triggering. Her name is literally a reminder that she is worthless. Like, think about that. She carries around her core schema, her core distortion with her. You want to talk about self-punishing? She's punishing herself, dude. It's like, yeah, true, that's fucked. Oh, the misery. Is it an empowerment movement to redefine her name? It can be, but that takes a lot of work, J Tree. Like, you don't just adopt a name for no reason. It could be Silco that gave her that name with the hopes of her empowering or finding power through that name. But through the self-talk that we're seeing right now, that's quite a massive weight of a name to take on, right? Like, yeah, it's like salt in the wound, and you just gotta wait till it heals. And fuck, dude, Fuck. I'm a ravage man right now, dude. I'm the fucking trash compactor about to take out the trash here because holy shit. Wow. Like the name Jinx is already a cognitive, like is already playing into the cognitive distortion. She has to find power within that name to overcome it. Either accept the identity that yeah, she will fuck up from time to time. This is something that we would work on. I'm her therapist. She comes into session. We'd work on all the trauma, all that, everything. Say that she comes by the name of Jinx. I respect that name. We go through it, and I would go through it with her and have this conversation, which like, hey, okay, if you are Jinx, does that mean that you are okay with messing up? Just because you are a Jinx does not mean that you are a total fuck up. Can we fuck up from time to time? Yes. And it's being able to go ahead and accept the human element of that and being okay with that. And by accepting that, does that transform her into the new person that she needs to become? And that is a huge element that ooh, man, Nick, no worries, man. Happy 7 a.m. We will show them all.
Savika will clean it up. Savika's a regular Johnny on the spot.
Savika, Milo and the gang are gonna go and clean it up. You hearing this? Are you hearing this? Yeah, while also being a Jinx. Exactly, Doonrat. It's normalizing it. But are you guys hearing the similarities that's coming into this and why this might be really, really fucking triggering? Like, Jinx needs everything, dude. Like, ooh.
I'm not weak.
I'm not weak. Nobody said you were. Jinx, did I say that you were weak? No, but it's been proven to me. Proven to you how? Well, proven to you how? In this session, have I or Soko or anyone ever said you were weak? No. Well, then how have they proved it? Their actions, how? They told me to take a break. They told you to take a break. Why? Because I messed something up. So you messed something up, so you think that you are weak? Well, it's been proven to me before. And we get into a cycle of trying to go ahead and break down this pattern. And this is where cognitive behavioral therapy is fucking key. Because we would get into why. And why do you think it? Why do you think this is? Because Vi abandoned me. Why? Because I am worthless. Why? Because I couldn't save anyone. I messed everything up. Why? And you just keep going and you keep going. Wow. Fucking incredible stuff. Incredible writing. I'm fucking blown away. Even though that she is one of Silco's most feared people, she still sees herself as that weak child, and that is important to know. Absolutely. Even though the amount of damage that she did and everything that goes through, she still sees herself as a weak child because I am weak. I am a Jinx. Whew, man.
And I'm gonna show him.
And what gives her power? What gives her power but the control over her widgets, over her gadgets? Jinx has control of her environment. She has control over what she can do through her gadgets. She can make an explosion happen and change the environment like that if she wanted to. Wow. Can this stem back to her own feeling of uselessness in the beginning of episode 1? Would she have been too young to fully remember it? No, Cisco Panda, it does. It stems all the way back to childhood. Once you start feeling that, like, guess what? A majority of the issues that you face today, even though you might be like, yeah, it happened from this one relationship, true, but it might also come from your childhood. Even unremembered stuff. That's what I'm saying. As a child, there's super fucking critical years that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Like, it is super duper important. Spell Vamp, dude, I appreciate the sub. You're wonderful. Have some Doritos, dude. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. She's her own worst boogeyman, and she's making it worse out to be than it needs to be. Like, if we're being realistic, she's catastrophizing as well. She's all or nothing thinking. Like, all of these distortions. Let's check this out. I'm sorry, I have to. This is huge. This is like fucking huge and a half, if I've ever said so. What is she doing? Let's talk about everything she just said. What is she doing? Magnification. I'm going to throw that one out there. Minimization. She is catastrophizing. We can check off catastrophizing. She's jumping to conclusions. Absolutely. She's overgeneralizing, focusing on a single event, make a conclusion based on a single piece of negative evidence, and incorrectly conclude all similar events will go forward. Yep. She's mind reading, knowing what others are thinking. Yep, she's mind reading. Yep. Number one, when you have all or nothing thinking, desire to be perfect or you are a complete failure. Exactly. True. What else? Negative mental filtering. Focuses on the negatives of a situation and filters out the positive. Personalization takes the things personally, which causes a direct and personal reaction to what others do or say, even if it's unrelated, assuming you have been intentionally excluded or targeted. Blaming others by playing a victim role and holding others responsible for their pain. Blame is external rather than blaming themselves or taking some responsibility. We can yell bingo, guys. Jinx has all 15 cognitive, or it's like 7 major ones, the cognitive distortions here. Language is important, but through that, these cognitive distortions are there. These cognitive distortions are present. So what does that mean? 8 through 15 are like some of the other ones. They're like the side ones because there's not positive filtering that's happening, so we can exclude that one. So what is she doing here? She's repressing. She's been trying to repress. It's coming out. She's displacing, satisfying an impulse with a substitute object. She made the impulse of like, oh shit, like, Milo and their death, and created something cool out of it, right? But she is also sublimating by creating all of these explosives and putting herself in harm's way. Aggression, like there's a lot of displacement. There's a lot of defense mechanisms that are coming out here. Does she accept the death that happened? And that's another big aspect that's coming through it. Is she okay with that? That's why I'm saying this show fucking cooks. This show's fucking cooking on another level, man. And we're just here for the ride. We are just here for the ride. A ride. And we're at the 3-hour mark. Holy fuck. Oh my lord. I'm Atlanta. Oh. We are cooking hard in this show. It's a masterclass. It is. Absolutely. It is a perfect fucking masterclass on how to write realistic characters that deal with trauma.
Oh, I'm gonna show him. Y'all see.
Where were you? They were asking if I could do the address. You should come up with me. We're partners. No, not in front of all of them.
Oh, Victor.
Have your speech prepared?
Please, join me in welcoming to the stage.
Victor deserves all the fucking love and respect. Like, my dude, even now, is still pushing him to the limelight and whatnot. Like, oh, dude, Victor also needs a hug. Like,
guess it's time.
I think this should be a required view. You're a screenwriter, brother? Oh shit, look at you. That's awesome, dude. Like, probably really well researched and just a team writing the story. Probably. Like, fuck yeah, dude. Evelyn, I'm glad. I'm so fucking glad. Welcome on in. I hope you like it so far. Actually, genuine question. I hope you guys have been enjoying the analysis portion of all the Arcane of all the Arcane videos, guys. Because honestly, this is what I love doing, dude. This is what I do for case studies and supervising other therapists and helping out others. Like, this is one of the biggest aspects through that. Victor's from the Undercity, and he knows fears, and he's not even supposed to be there. Oh yeah, true. True. Ah, nah, dude, I appreciate it. My dude's
Good evening. I know many of you probably didn't expect to see me here today. And believe me, I'm just as shocked as you are. My family and I are simple people. In our factory, we made hammers. They were probably used to cut the stones you're standing on right now. No one in my life expected very much of me. And that is precisely what makes this moment so extraordinary. A few years ago, the Hex Gates opened their ports to the world and made Piltover prosper beyond anything we could have ever imagined.
weren't those the same guy that the same guys that wanted him thrown out are like, you know, whistling and being there? Oh no. Oh, the enemies. Oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be their enemy. So it's so actually, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, right? Even through a psychological perspective, this is something that I throw out there. I talk about a lot with the individuals that I do therapy with, which is time changes people. One moment, right, you might be a person's worst enemy, and over time they might become your best friend, or they might be a close friend, and over time they may go back to being your enemy. And there's the only thing that you have control over are your responses to their actions. And I'm gonna highlight again. People might be mean to you in the world. People might be absolutely wretched. They might all do 101 things. You cannot control other people. The only thing you can control is yourself. Control over your actions, guys. And I think that's what's huge. People change. It's been a while. Yeah, sadly, yeah.
But we're not done yet.
Hey, yo.
This year, we've created something new for you.
Oh, Heimer. Heimer. Heimer's giving that death fucking stare like, oh no, you did not. Not again. Oh, Grandpa Dinger. Grandpa Dinger, man. The pressure here would be insane. Oh, Grandpa Donger. Wow, what a masterclass of a...
That we will share with you when the time is right. Things that will bring an end to your hardships. Whether you're the scion of our high houses or an honest laborer from the underground. We vow to keep pressing forward, for we are the city of progress, and our future is bright.
He made me proud, dude. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. He made me proud, dude. The disappointment in mommy's eyes. But here's the thing. At this point in time, you have two choices to make. Someone that believed in you, right? That you know, is kind of understands the impacts of magic and so on and so forth. And while yes, it might take longer, believes in the vision that you're going for. Someone where investors become the priority. Where yeah, they believe in you, but they already have investors lined up. Someone that wants you to keep on researching and making things safe. Someone that like is gonna go ahead, and you're right in the middle because you want to go ahead and do this, but you don't want to wait that long. And this pressure is insane. I can't even imagine the amount of anxiety that must come through something like that, right? Where all of a sudden you are caught right in the middle, where yeah, you might speed run through this but cause catastrophe, or it might take longer and impact a lot of people's lives, you know, like they have to be waiting for this. Wow, that is a struggle. An insane struggle. That's such an interesting character. Jason's such an interesting character, but he's a slow burn. Also, red and blue fireworks. But no, that's the reason why I bring this up is like, when you're into this, what would you guys do? Would you guys introduce it to this technology immediately, or would you guys hold off? Wow, the writing in this shows. And they left already. They walked out. Oh, oh, they walked out. Oh, oh, they didn't even stay, brother. They just got up and left. You. Okay. Through a realistic perspective, you guys want me to know what might happen or what would happen? If I'm in her position and I see that things did not go my way from a conversation that we had and from lining up the possibilities, I would try attraction. I would try and use some sort of economical manipulation. That doesn't work. I would try and find some sort of like patronage manipulation or manipulation from the council or something like that, because all of a sudden what you thought was going to go one way went another. I'm gonna be honest. I think Jace is kind of an ass. Maybe it's just because I don't like rich people. On one side, considering the ramifications of technology being released to the general public and the change in society, oof, it might be entail on the other side populators. Or if he was white, yeah, there would be no character arc if he was white. From that's what I'm saying is this show does it so well where they're actually genuinely taking the time to explore everything. Like in nine, like I'm gonna be honest, the first 3 episodes of Arcane beat a majority of 12 or 24 episode seasons in anime and a lot of shows. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't mean to be that guy. I don't mean to be that guy. But the first 3 episodes of Arcane told a more profound story than like 12 or 24 episodes of Arcane. This episode by itself is already up, or of other anime. This episode in by itself is already telling a masterful aspect like that. Like, wow.
It then? I thought that Talus boy was some kind of genius. Last year, didn't he launch a blimp halfway across the continent?
Airship, actually. An airship has a rigid metal hull. It's not a blimp.
It's a balloon, ain't it?
Sure as hell looks that way.
Pardon us if we aren't quite so refined as you, milady.
What are you even doing here, Kiraman? Don't you have a cocktail party to attend?
Bruh, and she's just taking it.
Get the fire brigade!
That sounds like a trap. That sounds like a trap. Brother, you're coughing on the outside. And who knows how long this has been burning? Nope.
I'm a helpless little girl, and I set the building on fire by accident. Totally by accident.
Jinx. I told you. Holy fuck. Oh, I told you that this is the wildest period for people once they start get re-triggered. Once they get re-triggered, the next couple of weeks and months and even days, some of the heaviest periods for people to go through. Run. Fucking run, dude. Like once a oh no, Jinx. Oh no.
Get out!
Let's talk about that for a second. From a kid that was scared to jump to a kid that's now blowing up buildings. Caitlin saw her, yes, but let's talk about that. From a kid from Powder that was afraid to be able to go ahead and jump a building and be in this environment, right? Which caused an explosion as a kid. The cycle is repeating itself, guys. The cycle of the dial has started again. And remember how in episode 1 she blew up a building? We're right back at it. Where now as an adult she blew up a building. This is powerful fucking storytelling where, you know, we saw the impact of the difficulties of dealing with the gang and stuff, and it's going through and the cycle's continuing on again. This is what generational cycles of trauma, and especially like inter trauma, can look like when when you have a lot of like post-traumatic stress disorder and all of that, right? It's safer than jumping over. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the cycle is continuing. The discussion that they had with the group when they were a kid, the discussion that she was having in her head with the group, you know, trying to prove herself, the explosion of the building. I'm assuming that this is only going to escalate from here. The ball rolling last time. Why not try to get exactly 5 gears? I mean, she like, wow, wow. This might be TMI. This might nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say I only date wild people like Jinx. Kidding. Bombs and bullets will do the trick. But no, okay. Let's take this for a perspective. Let's legitimately take this in for an actual perspective of this. What does this mean for an individual? I can fix her. No. We have to step back from that role. We cannot fix her. We like unless it's therapy, you know. Uh, but like looking at something like this, did she prove herself? Or is she going to get reprimanded and not understand why? And is this going to cause a further divide between her and Silco if she gets reprimanded? Because all of a sudden the same thing that happened when she was a kid is happening. Bro, I could see all of this. Explosive relationships.
The gemstone is gone, along with some of our research papers.
The situation is still developing. No one in the Undercity has claimed responsibility yet.
Wow.
How did it come to this?
For too long has the underground been left unchecked.
We've lost touch. They may not be your preferred constituents, but they're still our people.
The Undercity cannot...
I gotta ask, do you think she tunes out that noise of that, like, internal, like... Because that would be fucking annoying. That's all I gotta say.
They may not be your preferred...
Like, oh...
constituents, but they're still our people.
The Undercity cannot be controlled. Not by us.
So where does that leave us?
Mr. Talus, could the Trenchers build a weapon with the stolen crystal?
Shimmer? Body replacements? We've seen their ingenuity over the years. Of course they can.
If the right person got a hold of it, it's possible they could utilize its energy.
We need to address this immediately.
I agree. It was my responsibility to safeguard this technology, and I failed. My mistake cost people their lives. I have come before you to recommend that we suspend all Hex-Tech operations until the situation is resolved, including our laboratories, the refinery, and the Hex Gates.
Have you lost your
Bro,
mind?
yeah.
Hex gates must remain open. Piltover
But what happens? I love this forms of discussion. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Clearly, technology has been stolen in some way, shape, or form. Clearly, technology has been stolen. There's an impact that is happening here. We already know that, like, this can be used for bad. Why wouldn't you want to go ahead and safeguard the city? What if something comes in and automatically destroys everything and the trust in the council is ruined? All of a sudden, you have situations where you yourself as leaders are failing. You have failed the lanes. You have failed to protect the people, and you will have failed to protect everyone if you don't shut this down. We often throw around the word of money, reputation, ease of transport, whatever. But at this point in time, yeah. So Jay shushes him, exactly. Victor's from the understudy. If he spoke up, then that would be, yeah. They have no idea he's from there. But the money, but that, like, it's a huge aspect that they're putting a lot at risk. And it's a really, really well thought out like story, because all of a sudden there's a lot more stress happening, there's a lot more anxiety, there's everything coming through.
Status as a global shipping lane depends on it. Thousands would lose their income.
But shouldn't the safety of Piltover be our first priority?
You would sacrifice your life's work?
Without the hex gates, my goods cannot reach foreign markets till winter. Am I to tell them?
Wow. 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 Greed knows no limit. Heimer was fucking great. Greed knows, I know, safety. What is that? Without the hex gates open, my product wouldn't reach whatever. What is safety? I'm growing to hate this council more and more. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My hatred for this council is growing, like, pretty severely. Like, they could have like started peace talks and like started improving the lives in the lanes a little bit so that there isn't that resentment. But no, they've just focused on themselves. And now that, like, stuff has gone missing again, all of a sudden the lanes are the bad guys. All of a sudden, oh shit, well, what can we do? But now we have to go in there and brute force it. Silco isn't wrong. Silco has a point.
The Noxians, their next shipment of wine will be vinegar.
Councillors, it appears we are at an impasse. If we shut down the hex gates, the city will suffer. But if we do nothing, we leave ourselves vulnerable to malefactors. More lives may be lost. Perhaps the time has come to explore a more radical solution.
What are you suggesting?
Mr. Tallis has demonstrated his commitment to our safety. He's willing to sacrifice his own enterprise. And it seems to me only Mr. Tallis has the knowledge necessary to secure the hex gates. I propose that a new chair be brought forth, and that House Tallis be elevated to this august body.
What?
As a councillor, he will have the resources necessary to protect
our
investments.
Councillor Medarda, this
very, very, very manipulative move. Very, yeah. Sudden promotion. You wanted to quit your work, but you got a sudden promotion that you did not expect. Oh no.
Is highly irregular. The council has held 7 seats for generations.
Does the boy have any experience?
Only that of a scientist, like Heimerdinger.
I believe Councillor Medarda is right. Hextech security should be administered by a scientist. I second the motion.
Well then, shall we vote?
Yeah. So this is why this is really, really manipulative. She put him up against a wall. Psychologically speaking, in leadership psychology, this is one of the few aspects that we get trained, like in leadership of psychology, to never do. The moment that you do this, you have just fucked over the entire relationship of a safe relationship that you're trying to go ahead and build. All of a sudden, right? Why? Because Heimerdinger is now up against the wall. We have to bring him in for safety, right, Heimerdinger? He's a scientist, right, Heimerdinger? Heimer's up against the wall. He can't say no, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't agree with it. People can question him. So he has to say yes. If he comes onto the board, power corrupts, right? Like, a lot of power can corrupt really quickly, or can make you do rash actions in a situation like this where he's trying to go ahead and learn, and all of a sudden he's under the direct care of somebody else. Wow. That's why I'm saying, like, the way she approached this and the way she just smoothed this in there is... come and play were the first lyrics that we heard. We were talking about play therapy. We were talking about play therapy. Come and play, and like you'll get shot in the face or whatever the lyrics were. Does Jinx even know what she wants? Is she just stick whenever she sees a problem because that's still the little kid that's afraid of things? Oh man. This is her literal theme song, is it? Holy shit. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Daddy Soko. Daddy Soko looks a little mad. Daddy Soko. Daddy Soko looks a little mad. Oh no 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 no. Oh.
Half a dozen enforcers dead. Enforcers dead.
Yeah.
A building blown to pieces.
Oh. Yeah.
She probably thinks that he was going to be proud of her.
Do you have any idea what you've done?
Actually, I do. Happy Progress Day!
That's what I thought. Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? You made daddy proud, right? You thought you were useless, but no. You went out there and you did this for dad because you felt like dad was mad at you because you thought dad made you feel worthless. So you went out there and you did yeah. Yeah. This is what it comes down to. Like literally. She's doing her best. She's doing her best, but right now she's trying to mend that attachment, right? Because in her head, as we went over the cognitive distortions, she's catastrophizing, bro. The catastrophication is insane. Like she was going through all of these things, and that anxiety might have been eating her up. So she had to go prove herself and see if dad truly loves her. Does dad still love me, or am I worthless? Like I went out and did this. I'm trying to make dad proud. It's Happy Father's Day because this is the day that you became my dad. Is it the same day? I assume it is. Like the day where like the battle happened and like all of that stuff. No, it's not. Oh, I thought it was. Happy Progress Day. It's Happy Progress Day. I don't think so. Well, regardless, that's one of the big aspects that I'm throwing out there is like it's very close. No Progress Day hits the founding of the city for all sides. Well, the reason why I'm throwing the Master Progress Day, yes. The reason why I'm throwing this out there is because for me, like, this is all little kid behavior. Like, even from the very, very opening, right? Yeah. Oh, you don't, I'm my good girl. Look at what I did. Like, look at it.
Half a dozen enforcers dead. Enforcers dead.
Like, she's just taking that in. Like, someone. Wow. Wow. Look.
Oh. Yeah.
And like she's downplaying it. She's like, I gotta show you something, Dad. Am I a good girl?
Do you have any idea what you've done?
Actually, I do.
Look at her little walk.
Progress Day.
Hands behind her back. The hands behind her back, walking forward. Yeah. Yeah. Soko's like Silco's like, I love you, daughter. You're fucking crazy, but I love you. How could you stay mad at? I couldn't, dude. I could never be mad at Jinx. I think Jinx is amazing. Like Jinx Jinx truly needs to be understood. Jinx truly needs some love and support. And honestly, yeah, she solved his biggest problem. He wants her to be crazy because he sees her that as who she is, but in a big way. Like, yeah, that's a projection of himself in a way, right? I'm too deep. Jinx or Powder, and I'm too deep, and I'm trying to keep up above in my head instead of going on under. Yeah, but my thing is through this Powder and Jinx, and he actually admires. Yeah, Powder and Jinx. Here's where I'm at. We have Powder and Jinx, right? All this area in between, this is all trauma zone. This is a new identity. This is a new identity. All of this is trauma zone, man. What we have to do is we have to, like, as a therapist, a good psychologist would go ahead and try and get a Jixter, like a Jinx Powder that's like perfectly in the middle. That way you can get a perfect like enabled result that's like somewhere close to the middle of a mixture of both of them. Because clearly at the moment, if we're going in from a perspective of her acting like a little kid, very Powder like, to her just going wild, very Jinx like, there has to be a moment right in the middle. Slicko does not think of her as anything other than his daughter. I see that. I see that like Slicko really just thinks about her. Really cares about her. Because would anybody else have put up with her in the lanes? Would anybody else have cared about her? Probably not. It probably would have been really, really, really rough.
Hey, how you feeling?
I would have.
Had a break in the case.
Shouldn't you be resting?
While the trail is hot. Listen, you know how I've suspected there is a single mind behind the Undercity's violence?
The Great Conspiracy.
I think whoever attacked the square is our suspect. The same symbols showed up at the botched smuggling operation at the Hex Gates.
The Hex Gates?
Keep up. All this time, they've kept their dealings localized to the Undercity. Low priority. The attack on the square changed.
Bro, why is she so fine? Like, I feel like all the characters in this show, it's just like, damn, bro. Like, the animators really went hard on this. Like, this is like,
changes things. They've overstepped. If I can figure out who made this, it could lead me directly to whoever's behind it all. The answer is here, staring me in the face. I can feel it.
You know what's funny though? All of this was brought by one man. One person is the reason why all of this has progressed to the level that it is right now. This whole story was set up by one person. It's like the butterfly effect. One person's action has caused all of this to go into effect. AZ says Vander. Jay Silco, Little Man. The mage. If the mage did not save Jace, we would not be here. We would not be anywhere near her. The explosion would never have happened in Piltover. Right. Yes, there still might have been experiment and stuff happening, but like, Shimmer would still be there, but the explosion and Hex Tech would not be there. So all of that would be out, right? And even through that, like, oof, it was a wizard. It was inevitable. Mages have existed since forever. But like that one wizard, that one mage put in a lot into effect, put a lot of like literal lives rolling. The one event. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit.
Priority. The attack on the square changes things. They've overstepped. If I can figure out who made this, it could lead... Listen, you know how I've suspected there is a single mind behind the Undercity's violence?
Bro, is that Silco? The truth? Oh. And it has like a cadaver. Oh.
Conspiracy.
I think whoever attacked the square is our suspect. The same symbols showed up at the botched smuggling operation at the Hex Gates.
The Hex Gates?
Keep up. All this time, they've kept their dealings localized to the Undercity.
Fuck your flowers.
Low priority. The attack on the square changes things. They've overstepped. If I can figure out who made this, it could lead me directly to whoever's behind it all. The answer is here, staring me in the face. I can feel it.
How do you intend to prove any of this?
True.
If I can just work this out, Marcus will have to listen.
Yeah, there's one thing I've learned about the Council. They need more.
I love that she has all this strength. It sort of reminds me of what I did for I in case you guys don't know, on some special events, whenever I'm doing a Minecraft on a character, I like to throw up like the characters like pictures and show like the relationships and how they affect one another, and literally like use like strings, like red strings going through and whatnot. It just sort of reminds me a lot of like of some of the things that I do whenever I like try and like deep psychoanalyze a character.
More than just theories.
Since when did you concern yourself with the Council's opinion?
Since I
am the Council.
Became a counselor.
You're serious? When? Why? Have they discovered how to govern with grease and a spanner?
Haha. I was actually hoping you might consider joining my staff.
Bro.
Stellar security. That's a ceremonial position. I'd live behind a desk.
You almost died, Kate. I just want you to be safe.
Thanks, but I already have a job.
No, you don't.
No.
After the attack, your parents spoke to the sheriff. This is the best I could do.
I'm fucking pissed for you, Kate. I ain't even gonna lie. Your parents need to back the fuck off. Like, I hate to put it this way, guys. At some point, if you're a parent, you have to start transitioning from a very guiding role to a very counselor-like role in terms of like not directly interfering. How is Silco not good? Silco's great. Silco's great. I'm not even saying he's not good. I'm just saying like he should have given the job and said she can make it whatever she wants it to be. Could be. What's up, Alone Zeri? Yeah, she's over 18. That's why I'm like, dude, like, but money talks, and especially if your family or your friends or whatever come from like a big position of power, oftentimes you just follow through with whatever your parents say, and it's rough. That's why it's like you have to manage that, and her world is a turmoil as well. Do you want to do what you want to do, or do you follow your parents' wishes? If you do what you do you cut off your parents, or do your parents cut you off? Like,
Don't need charity, counselor. Yours or my parents.
Kate.
Get out.
still water hold. Bro, this looks like death incarnate. Like, nah, bro. I feel like I'm going in there and I'm starting a video game. Like,
I need to speak with one of the inmates.
Inmates?
Folks in here aren't usually very talkative.
This one was hit by friendly fire. He's got reason to talk. Must have been sent in today.
Oh. Inmate 2135. Yeah, I'm afraid that's not possible.
Why not?
Well, there's been an incident.
What kind of incident?
The not so pretty kind.
You don't understand. I have to talk to him.
Oh, you'll be able to. As soon as he can move his jaw.
Now I wonder who did that. Who did that? Who did that? That did... Who did that? I wonder who did that. Oh no. Well, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be pretty obvious. It's fine, dude. The moment that you recognize someone, right, that clearly did your family danger, you're gonna step up and
Who assaulted him?
vie with them. Ooh. Damn.
Who the hell are you?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, oh no. Oh no. She's hot. I'm kidding. Oh no. No, but realistically speaking, realistically speaking, what I'm afraid of is this. There's a resurgence of powder, of Jinx coming through a lot, right? All of you bonking me, guys. There is a resurgence of Jinx coming through again. She went to go talk to Five. What happens if for whatever reason they come to understand one another or they start working together and Powder or Jinx is up there and they run into one another? What fucking happens, guys? What happens? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? En el siguiente episodio de La Rosa de Guadalupe. The next episode, like, damn, dude. Damn, like legitimately, what happens in a scenario like that? In a situation like that, where all of a sudden you have, say, these two that are starting to communicate and Jinx come into contact with one another. Whew, whew. Let's talk about what we can take away from this episode. Summing it up, she's hot. Yes, Vi meet Powder, or well, Jinx, or V. El siguiente episodio de Dragon Ball Z. No, but this is why I'm bringing it up, because all of a sudden you have people like we made the triangles earlier on in the episode talking about perceived enemies and perceived structures of like so on and so forth. So like we have different people at play. So what happens if you see this happening? Would you trust your brother? Would you trust your sister? Vi. You see, I keep fucking it up. Thanks for the reminders, Incline. I keep fucking it up, but it's all good. Should Ed watch? I think the wall is bricked up for real. But like, this is why I'm throwing it out there, guys. What would you happen? Would you 6 VI by Ed should take a look at the council archives, bro? Yeah, that proves he's not just fighting for the status quo, though. He is hindered by trying to navigate it. So again, the question still lies: would you trust your sibling if they've teamed up with the enemy? I guess Vi, that makes sense. No. Pretty common for, oh, is it common for you? No. People are like, no. I know I wouldn't. I know I would struggle. I know I personally would struggle to trust a sibling going through something like that. That's exactly why I'm bringing it up. Like, hold on. I'm trying to see if there's anything in here. All right. It seems that is just the ending there. Ooh, are we going to watch the Jinx's music video type thing? I think we should. What do you guys think? That way we can put this all together in this episode 4. Yeah, what do you guys think? I have to say though, this is absolutely phenomenal. Before we even get to ready, hi YouTube, we're still not done. If you've liked it so far, make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, that whole thing. It helps a lot, helps the algorithm a ton. If you guys are here on Twitch, hey, make sure to follow, man. It helps a ton. It really, really does. If you have that like Prime sub, feel free to use it. It costs absolutely nothing to you. It comes guaranteed with your Amazon Prime subscription, and it helps me a ton. Or if you want to donate, because I did have to get a laptop out because my PC is literally has been in maintenance for the past 3 weeks. I have a Ko-Fi available, and that means the world. All the videos on YouTube are completely unmonetized. And guys, stay tuned because we are literally jumping right into the music video analysis coming in soon. YouTube brought you here. I hope it did. I hope it did. All right. Masters, can you send me the video, please? I think that would be great. That would be absolutely wonderful. That would be, if you can send me the which ones we need to go ahead and do. Whichever one. Oh, AZ got it. We are starting off with Get Jinxed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. All right, we got it. Boop. I think we're doing both. I think we're doing both. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure how much of this I can go ahead and show. I mean, it's a trailer. I'm still going to keep up the little box thing just for safety, just in case. All right, let's go. She made the monkey again. We're gonna listen to the whole song first. Wow. 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 We're going to mute this because the symbolism in here is insane. But also, this was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. They had no idea about her backstory. Oh, dude, they went fucking hard with this. But like, my big thing is the shark rocket launcher thing that she has. Like, that was pretty badass, dude. That is pretty fucking badass. All right, hold on. Let's take a look at this, right? Because the whole monkey thing that comes into play in the show as well, right? it's actually making me question a little bit, right? Because Jinx is above being a teenager. Like, she looks like a teenager, an older teen, like, I don't know how to put it, like an adult, like around 18, 19, maybe 20. So going through off of that, one of my perspectives, one of the things that her gun is named Pow Pow, by the oh, her gun is named Pow Pow. Oh, oh, it makes me wonder a couple of things. Let me throw this out there, right? Number one, is she stunted in terms of like, does she find attraction to anybody else around her age, or is she still like in the games and whatnot, like stuck at that age, at that developmental stage? Like I have so many questions. I have so many questions. All right. So here we go. Monkey going forward. Her just surfing these shark ballistic bobs. I don't know. It's pretty cool though. For 10 years ago, this is insane, dude. The monkey keeps hammering, she just keeps going. It's like she gets wilder and wilder with it. And it's of course Piltover. I find all of this interesting. Like, first off, she's just writing this in here. And so destruction is your ultimate gain no matter what, right? Arcane is 100. Arcane is an absolute like 100 at the moment. T, what's up? How you doing, by the way? Welcome on in. Has a great video on the overworld of the. I think I need to go ahead and see that at some point. That was alternate Jinx. But like seeing something like this, right, and just seeing how she reacts and how she's able to go ahead and like act upon her emotions the way that she does is interesting to say the least. Of course, shooting everything down. It's typical Jinx. But this theatrical aspect, it's like, who's she putting on this show for, right? If this is a Jinx persona, if this is the core as to what Jinx is, right? Thanks so much for sending the love, T. Appreciate it. If this is the core as to whose Jinx persona is, why are we seeing this theatrical aspect of things as well, of herself, right? I.e., is Jinx a representation of herself that she's throwing out there as the silly, goofy, kooky individual that does wild things and whatnot to protect who she is when the lights are off? Or is that just in of itself another mask? This is layered as fuck, especially after watching the first couple of episodes here. Like, whoa, whoa. The manic pixie nightmare. Oh gosh. Literally just going wild here. Mm. I find this just interesting, seeing everything blow up and her just taking interest in it, taking also big Jinx, fighting Jinx. Jinx in a hot tub. She enjoying the bullets coming down? Okay. I mean, you do you, Jinx. You do you. But wow. Wow. If this was 10 years ago and this was just like a glimpse of Jinx's personality, and we're seeing sort of the evolution, like some of the weapons and stuff, right? Similar. Arcane is a canon alternate universe of the main game's canon. Casings, my bad. Casings, bro. Yeah, that's what I find interesting though is at the end the monkey is sort of like the giant monkey that she created is the monkey that she's going up against. That's oof. Oof. So it exists in an alternate universe compared to the game. Or else, right? Okay, her eyes are purple. Okay. Okay, that surprised me. Did Ed see the music video for Enemy? I have not. You can see parts where they used in the Arcane canon. Well, that's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, that is an interesting perspective to see how the character evolved, like the evolution of the character and so on and so forth. No más Imagine Dragons, por favor. All right, I think it's next though, right? It's a prism of endless possibilities. But did they do it justice? Did they bring in a whole bunch of new people, a whole bunch of new fans into this? What do you guys think? I think they probably did. I think the show probably brought in a bunch of people as well, like, into the game as well. The trailer blew my mind. Wow. Wow. Get jinxed. Oh, no, no, no. When the MMO releases, it'll probably be when they have final official lore. I'm not sure. Yes, lots of new players to bully all players when this was years in the making. Well, I'm excited for season 2 whenever that comes out because I know it's in the works as well. But uh, does anybody have the lyrics for this? For Get Jinxed? Mods? No, not cheat. The game is very not worth. Is not very inviting to new players. Yeah, yeah, it could be from what I've heard. Yeah, I like. Yeah. Remember, Pill Over is the only wait is only one city in the huge world. So there's probably going to be others that play, right? Other stories that come through. That's what. Yeah, that's really fucking exciting. Season 2 was supposed to come out this year, but they wanted to be ready for the official release. Interesting. Interesting. All right, mods. You guys got the lyrics? Yay, nay? Let me know. Let me know. You guys are usually on top of it, which is why I ask. As a player, I can say that it's very toxic and very complicated to learn. Oh. Thank you, Raylight. Dude, Raylight comes in like the hero that she is. All right, I think we can go ahead and highlight these. Let's go into game theory. Here we go. Blah 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 blah. Very interesting. Very kid-like. Want to join me? Come and play, but I might shoot you in your face. Bombs and bullets will do the trick. What we need here is a little bit of panic. Huh. Interesting rhyme pattern. Do you ever want to catch me? Right now I'm feeling ignored. So you can try a little harder. I'm really getting bored. Oh, attachment. Attachment. Dude, the attachment that this is screaming, right? Like what we need here is a little bit of panic. Okay, so chaos, right? Almost immediately it's like, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and lean into this. Oh, if you want to be with me, like I'm just feeling ignored, so you want to try harder because I'm getting really bored. So immediately, if something's not keeping her interest or her satisfaction in something, Jinx wants to play, but this is automatically screaming insecure attachment. This is automatically screaming that as an adult, this is what it's coming through on with it. Like, wow, come on, shoot faster, just a little bit of energy. I want to try something fun right now. I guess people call it anarchy. Let's blow the city to ashes and see what Pow Pow thinks. Such a pathetic neatness, but not for long because kids that'll get Jinx. For this city, because I know that this happened 10 years ago, but I wonder if Arcane is going to go in a similar way. Because if it does, is Jinx as an individual going to be the person that jinxes this city? Are they like quite literally, are they an agent of change for the city? And that's a big thing that comes into it, right? Like she just wants to go ahead and just destroy all this neatness, and she can't be the fuck up if everyone's fucked up, if everything's fucked up. Like, wow, talk about hitting a lot of things in this, right? So much better, so much fun. Let's start from scratch and blow up the sun. Of course, trying to blow everything up. Come on, shoot faster. Just a little bit of energy. I want to try something fun, and then it repeats again. Which again, it seems like that little kid mentality, which is like, oh, you're not giving me. Okay, I'll fuck things up until I get the attention I want. Oh, you're not giving. Okay, poof. Oh, you don't like that. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna blow shit up. The lyrics also alludes to some lore in game. The lore that it. Oh, really? Changes tend to require chaos at times, right? He's already changed a lot by 2 bombings. Now imagine more, bro. Like, damn. Really, really interesting that this is the way that like this has gone, and this is the way that like the lyrics have approached it. Like, Impressive. Impressive. All right, I guess we're going with enemy next. I guess. Is that right? Modulars. Modulars. Yeah, I do not like that squeak. There we go. Better. She already changed a lot with the two bombing. Yeah, man. Arg. You don't like it? You don't like Imagine Dragons or something? Which episode was that? That was episode 4. Yeah, that was episode 4. Thank you. I love the enemy music video. Yes, that will be more about Powder Child. Wait, I think I've already done the lyric analysis for this one. I have done the lyric analysis for this one. I think in episode 2 of Arcane, episode 2 or episode 3 of Arcane, I did the lyric analysis, but I did not see the actual music video, I think. Okay. Now question, I need a poll. I really need a poll for this one in YouTube because you're getting this as well. Okay. Mods, let's do a poll because some people are saying there might be spoilers in here. Should Ed watch this music video now or save it for later? Throw up a poll, please. Throw up the poll. I think that would be wonderful. That way we all get a voice. We all get a voice here. Probably like 2 episodes or 1 episode or however long. It's up to you guys to go ahead and define it. Should we watch it now or should we save it for later, guys? Ooh, people are coming in hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. 56 to 44%. 59. Wow, it is safe for now. Oh, so far people are fucking fighting it. I've never seen the video, so I can't vote. Biggest spoiler is seeing post-time skip Jinx. I genuinely don't think there are any spoilers, and I've consumed a lot of Arcane content since there are no spoilers. After 3, it would have been weird. Okay. It's fine after 3, no spoilers. All right, right now we're at 63 to 38%. If you're on mobile, make sure to hit that refresh button, and that way we're able to go and go through. No spoilers. All right. I'm getting the no spoilers line here. There we go. I think it's fine if you watch it now, no spoilers, but might be better if you watch it after episode 6 because of something. All right, let's check it out, shall we? I think that's a pretty big gap. That is a pretty big gap. 65% to 35. He's gonna remember. It'll be fine. I can't think of anything. All right. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go. Oh, actually. Bro, this perspective. That's actually kind of cool. I wonder if they're actually fans of the game. Having the band in there. But there's also powder. You guys did not do this to me. Oh no. Here's the thing. Do you guys know what this is called in music? Do you guys know what this is called in music? Ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys know what this is called in music? This first hit. Do you guys know what that is called in music? No. I'm literally talking like in an orchestral music. No. It's called the Sting. Ja! Whatever it is, right? In any big band, symphony, whatever, right? It's usually called a stinger, a sting. You know, it's a big moment. But if we think about it with what happens in this particular scene, what comes through it with this, if that moment is called a sting, and what are the words that come with it? Sting. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Look out for yourself, which is true. A big moment in that. And I think both characters really, really fucking oof. Oof. Oof.
I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest.
I'll let it play a little bit.
But once you turn their haters.
The fucking imagery, bro. The imagery. So let's talk with this, right? The whole gang and them dancing, and how much of this is in Powder's head? How much of this is actually in Powder's head? How much of this is just Powder's, you know, situationship, or Powder making up like situations like this? If we're gonna be realistic, there are small frames here in the transitions to stop on. This is, yeah. Because as we're going through this, right, her whole dancing and trying to fit in and whatnot, everyone else, remember, they are older than Powder. And for a kid, their imagination during this period of time is insane. Their need to fit in through the roof. They're wanting to try and go ahead and be there and be with one another. Escalated to the max, right? So you make up scenarios like this. We make up scenarios of play. We make up scenarios of everything, and our eyes are often distorted by situations like this. The NBA is not actually canon, they said, but it's a good representation of like what's coming through. That's why it's like, for a character, wow.
Run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold.
Especially considering how shy and scared she was of certain things. It's interesting the positions of power that she's placed in. Whether it's power over something like this, when we would probably think that she'd be scared of, right? And so on and so forth. Like the way that people are put together. This is awesome, dude.
The stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I.
The eyes, bro. The eyes. My heart, bro. My heart. Powder's out here just practicing, and she's practicing by herself. And little man over here is like, it's just watching her, even though she doesn't have a crowd the same way. Oh, Vi does. Like, she's trying to live up to the expectations of her sister, right? Trying to come out of that shadow that was there, and he's just there observing it come down. Like, you know, she's all inspired and whatnot. And she's trying to mimic and shadow. Oh, dude. But how many of us as kids did this? How many people, like, I did, sadly, I'm not gonna say I did because I didn't. Been in martial arts since I was 2 or 3 years old. But how many kids play like this? How many kids literally mimic actions like this? Like if they're superheroes and fighting and doing certain things, right? A lot of kids do. A lot of kids mimic what they see and what they're trying to be, whether it's superhero, an action, or something, you know?
My enemy.
Aww.
My enemy. Oh, I'm ready. Your words up on the wall as you're praying for my phone, and the laughter in the holes. And the
Little man just flipping off the enforcers. Ah, ah, ah. And Powder just. Oh.
names that I've been called, I stack it in my mind, and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be worse fit in a mind.
That's why I'm saying for Powder, how safe was her environment? Not really, right? Like, this is fucking huge, man. Understanding that Powder's environment, even as a kid, was not safe, regardless of the like of people thinking there's like safety with the enforcers and whatnot. Like, nah, man, that's terrifying to live in as a kid and as an adult. Like, at any point you can be taken out. Powder. Ooh. Fuck. The relationship dissolution that is happening here. Even referencing how when they were younger and they didn't have to worry about these things, they were happier and they were playing around in this same room. Yeah, the duality. And I bet you now, Jinx, even looking back, these are moments that she oh, fuck, dude. And now she's alone with no one to be able to go to. This hurts.
My enemy. My enemy.
Look, okay, I'm hoping that somebody pray for me. I'm praying that somebody hope for me. I'm staying where nobody supposed to be. Posted, being a wreck of emotions. Ready to go whenever you let me know. The road is long, so put the pedal into the flow. The energy on my trail, my energy unavailable.
That is so cute. Little man and her. Little man and her. Ooh, yeah, the Jinx flash. Like, ooh.
I'ma tell him my silhouette go away when I'm flat on my drive.
Oh, they're so fucking cute, man. I just can't. Like, look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They're so fucking cute. Like,
When I'm flat on my drive to the top, I've been out of shape, thinking out the box. I'm an astronaut. I blasted off the planet, rock that caused catastrophe, and it matters more because I had it. Now I had, I thought about wreaking havoc on an opposition, kind of shocking. They want a static with precision.
Whoa. I'm backing it up just a little bit. Powder and Jinx on Senor Bao Bao. Like, fuck, dude. Oh.
Now I had, I thought about wreaking havoc on an opposition, kind of shocking. They want a static with precision. I'm automatic quarterback. I ain't talking second pack it up on panic, batter up. Who the baddest? It don't matter because we is your everybody wants to be my enemy.
See, this self-hitting behavior, right? Ooh. 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 That's that self-hitting behavior, self-soothing behavior that comes from individuals who are highly stressed out, right? Like, Purple is back, guys. Purple is back. But like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, way to show someone's like internal struggle, the anxiety that they're going through, right? And the transition that must happen from literal blue to purple that we're seeing happen here. Oof. Oof. With blue on the side, if we're looking at here, it like keeps trying to hit this purplish area and it keeps being sent back. Oh, Pow Pow's a machine gun. Okay.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy.
Powder is who they had. Jinx is what they made you out to be. So therefore, you are their enemy. Powder was the enemy of the kids because they always jinxed it up. And Jinx is the enemy of society because they made her to be the Jinx of everyone. Yeah, it's personality disorder, identity disorder, more likely coming through aspects like this. So, like it's huge. The glitchy personality coming back and forth, 101 aspects. Like this is very very interesting video. Is that her just slowly aging? Baby powder to full on Jinx. I think she's both, and to have one, you have to accept the other. Nanachi, the thing with that though is not really. The thing with that is currently she's displaying two different personalities, right? She's displaying a more chaotic, irrational personality known as the identity of Jinx that is being given to her, right? But she's also showing at times the personality of Powder. Which quite literally is whenever she becomes this, am I a good girl? All of these things pop up. She'll be both the moment that she's able to go ahead and accept both roles as both being valid and true. When she's able to go ahead and bridge that gap and accept both roles for who they are, you can be both. You can be Jinx and Powder and grow from there, right? But like so far what we've seen is quite literally a little kid who's like, Daddy Soko, did I do good? You know, and like still going around at painting, doing things like a little kid, right? Like acting like a little kid, and then the other more destructive individual. I'm trying to see emergence of both. Emergence of maybe like she accepts what she is and that their like past is there, right? Powder to her is the person who murdered her family. She struggles with this, which is again the identity of Powder, right? Did he watch? Yeah, I did. Well, Wiki trivia section suggests schizophrenia or DID for Jinx. I would go more for DID for this one, just because it is an identity disorder. Hallucinations and delusions can be accompanied along with some symptoms of DID as well. Uh, and in terms of like, you know, especially when it comes to the aspects that were being shown, sort of like the little haze, like the amnesiac barrier and stuff. Yeah, yeah. It could be also be comorbid because it's PTSDC most definitely mixed in with some other aspects. We'll take a look at the DSM-5 officially at a later point, probably like closer to episode 9. But anyway, my enemy. Because my thing is, why highlight these two like two perspectives, these two identities over and over and over again? Even in this music video, they highlight these personas again and again and again. They highlight the persona of Jinx of who she is now. They highlight the persona of Powder and who she was. Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, dude. Came to the rescue. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, honestly, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Stuff, dude. Like, Jinx is the savior that Powder needed. Jinx is the savior that Powder needed. Jinx is the Powder that Powder needed to be to survive. Right? Do Blue and Purple also Jason Victor? They could play the same song again. But that's why I'm just touching on it. Oh, don't worry. This isn't the only time we're going to touch on this song. It's going to come up probably as we go through the series again. I just wanted to go ahead and see the music video for the first time like that before we go over it and truly like take that perspective again, like as we get more information. But as we're looking at this, for me, this screams, man. This fucking screams. This is an individual that's been hurt. This is an individual that most people probably looked over. This is an individual that needs a lot of like support and hugs and love and everything. Soko agrees with you about Jinx being her savior. Yeah. Yeah. Because oftentimes, whenever we're hurt, we can create personas that can help us deal with some of that trauma, right? So I think that's one of the biggest aspects to throw out there is, as individuals, when we're really, really traumatized, we can create a persona that to save ourselves from that trauma. So, holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, it was 4 hours and 30 minutes. Like over 4 hours easily. That's more than likely going to be thrown out there because of the little breaks that we took in between. Like, holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Did I think we would go this hard today? Actually, kinda. Did I think we would like I don't know, like do everything that we did? No, I didn't think this episode. I didn't think this episode was gonna be like this, like this. But it was amazing. This episode carried so much fucking weight. This episode carried a lot more than I expected. I did not expect, because you guys said this is broken up into 3 arcs per se. Arc 1 is 1 through 3. Arc 2 is like 3 to 5, 3 to 6, and the last arc is whatever episodes are left. So I didn't think that this episode was gonna cook, but boy did it fucking cook. It feels like every episode, right? You might go hard on every episode. Thank you. Thank you, Raylight. It feels like every episode we go in deeper and deeper, and the analysis gets longer. Don't get me wrong, but I think that there's a lot more to analyze, and I honestly hope by the end of the series we look at the like, if we compile everything, it's probably going to be like a lot more cooking, a lot more into everything than like that the series, that the analysis have more value than me just pog facing and not stopping and watching the entire series through, just like, I hope it has more value than something like that, and I hope it's actually bringing up some interesting questions for everyone to go ahead and like ask themselves and answer it, even like have a fun time, because like, dude, I'm wrong a lot, and it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be open and like get the right information from chat, from you guys on YouTube, from everywhere. So this is why I'm throwing it out there, because I think that's huge, and I think, I don't know, this show is just uplifting me again, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I didn't expect it to go this hard. It's gonna have a season 2, but it's a great story on its own already. It sounds like it. It'll get even longer. Oof, oof. And you guys are stating this right now. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Wow. Fucking wow. Guys, how are you guys holding up though? Also, YouTube, make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. It means the world to me, especially if you've been enjoying the series so far. Here on Twitch, guys, make sure to follow, subscribe, follow us on Discord. Really, really important, dude, in order to stay updated, especially whenever I can't make it to a Friday and or a Sunday show. That's where I post up most aspects in there. So it means the entire world, guys. I appreciate you. Arigatos gozaimasu. I appreciate the world out of you guys. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye, YouTube. Stay safe. Practice that self-care. And yeah, if you guys, also, guys, if you guys can share this video around, or any of the videos that you guys liked, it means the world, because I suck at promotion. I'm just honest. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. And so having any and all help, whether it's showcasing it to others that might enjoy analysis like this, it would mean the world. So thank you all.